Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meep.
Merp.
Merp.
All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we're going to be starting off with our usual updates on what we've been up to this week, mostly
Yeah.
Michelle.
You've been playing other games at least.
Yeah, and then we'll be sliding right into our New Year's episode. I think we kind of did
Yeah.
this last year as well.
I think so. Yeah, we're going to be doing a 2023 year in review.
Yeah, kind of a wrap up, seeing what we went through this year and hopefully what we will expect in the coming year.
Maybe what we want to do this year.
Yeah. And then we'll be finishing off with a Q&A. Of course,
Mhm.
as always, make sure to give us your questions if you have any, whether they're game related or otherwise. And the best place would probably be our Discord at discord.gg/boonbape in our questions section, or feel free to ask us on any of our socials linked below or at the end of the pod.
Yes.
But before we get into any of that cool stuff, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going well. I got a single level this week. I got 96 fishing, huge gains. I
Nice.
was fishing right now, but my inventory is full and I don't want to have to drop every fish. It's not
Yeah,
that serious.
a lot of dropping.
I also am kind of back on leagues, but like very AFK-ish.
Very passive.
Very, very passive. I really want to get Rune. I think I'm like 2,700 points away. I didn't really play it all last week, to be fair. But like I decided like yesterday to try and do stuff. So I've been AFKing at Firewatches and I'm gonna get 50 mil of all the melee combats. I've already gotten strength. It'll take me like 7 hours for each of them, which is like a single stream. So yeah, I should get that within a few days. Then I have a list of some other like easy ones that I think I could go and do that'll get me pretty close. So I think I have like a week. I don't remember the exact date that it ends, but I'm feeling more confident that I'll get it for sure.
Well, yeah, now you're playing,
Hopefully.
so that helps.
Yeah, now that I'm actually playing. Well, for a
For,
few days I was like fishing and then I realized like, oh, fishing is still like not as fast as you'd think.
no,
Yeah.
but also for like a few days, more like a week at
You didn't do
least,
anything?
you were like, oh, I want to do this in leagues, and then just didn't play anything in leagues.
I literally never thought that I should just get my combats to 50 mil and then dating was like, just do that, that's easy, go to Vires. And I was like, oh, so true.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
even have to like I've only run out prayer like 3 times and I've probably been here like over 15 hours total, I'd say.
yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
can. It's pretty easy to do a lot of the combats. I mean, you can burst for mage, you can chinchampa for range. I mean, there's plenty of ways to level up pretty
Depending on the
fast.
regions you got.
No, I mean you can do those.
Can I do chinchampas?
Yeah, chinchampas come from Soul Wars Island.
Oh, they're so cute. I literally just like smile to myself, imagine them running around all like happy.
Yeah,
They're so sweet.
I mean they're the regular chinchampas, so you're not gonna be doing the most damage,
I
but
do need my hunter up to 80 because base 80s was another one because I only have
that's
that.
really low. I
Yeah.
thought you had base 80s.
No, I'm a 79 agility and 76 hunter. Those are the only two I have to get up.
Hey, you should just do some sepulcher. You have it
I'm going to.
unlocked.
Yeah. That's on my little list
I was
actually.
like, there's
Well,
so many things you can get from there.
sepulcher, and I was also thinking I could do some at Brimhaven and Agility Arena because that's a few different point things there as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but it's not as quick, I don't think. And yeah, I have a list of a few, and hopefully, I'll be able to get Rune because that's that was like the lowest I said I wanted to get. I think was Rune, so I need to get it. I feel like I might have said Adamant, but I want Rune.
yeah. I mean it's pretty easy as long as you play.
Whatever. And then mostly I've been playing on my main all week. I've become something of a tobber, you could say. I've been setting a lot of tobs. I learned more things. I learned how what Versic is attacking with beforehand to pray. If you guys didn't know, she glows blue under before she does mage. Somehow with 65 KC, never noticed she glows blue under.
Yeah, I mean,
It's weird the things you don't notice until someone points it out to you and you're like, oh, yeah, okay.
also that's not like a ton of KC.
60, yeah. I mean, and think of how many of those early ones I was just dead at that point talking to chat, not watching.
Yeah, most of them.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, we did some tops. We saw some purples this week. All the purples were actually in the last couple days. So I got a rapier split that was 13 mil each. And then yesterday we got an Avernic and a trio, so that was 26.5 mil each. My cash stack earlier this week was 4 mil. So this is huge for me. This is huge gains.
Yep.
Yeah, really excited about it. I also did we tried hard mode Tav a couple times last night. I'd done one before, but we didn't make time, and last time we got the KC and we made time by 30 seconds. So that's
Huge.
cool. Yeah, that was like a CA to actually complete it correctly. I did some other CAs this week. I did like a lot of stuff. I'm very excited about my account right now, actually.
Very exciter.
I am.
Nice.
So, I don't know if I said last week or this week, but I got my solo nightmare on my main, which took a while. I think that might have been after we recorded. And then I was working on getting a Fasani KC, and I probably spent like 6 hours trying that. To be fair, also alive, distracted. And I finally got it last night. It was like
Huge.
I did not think I was gonna get it at all. I was like borrowing people's inquisitors and declaws and stuff just to be like keeping myself alive. I survived it with like surprisingly a few brews left. I brought 9 brews because I was in a vicious cycle at Fisani's where
Vicious.
I would get hit, so I'd have to use Bruise and then use a Restore and then use a Super Combat. And then by the time that I got everything back up, I would get hit again. And then I have to do all those steps again. And it's just so frustrating. So I was really excited that I didn't use all my Bruise. And yeah, Fasani's is like okay. The mechanics are like kind of fun at times, but also like I'm really not used to the thing that's messing me up the most was whenever it switches its prayer. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you don't, there's one special that Nightmare and Fasani do where they swap your prayers. So like whenever you click to pray melee, you're actually praying protect from mage.
Oh,
And
actually, I didn't know they did that.
yeah,
That's cool.
it's cool in theory. It's not cool when you're doing it and you get confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
And yeah, I'm really proud of myself for that. And I almost didn't even do that. I got raided by Vestilla like 10 minutes before I was gonna end the stream, and I was like, oh, I'll just do like some extra content because I got raided. And then that's why I sent Fasani's, and it was on my second attempt I got it. And I was like, oh, so thanks, Vestilla. You basically got me this KC.
Wow, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I also that was the third to last thing I had in my elite combat achievements. So I also went and got the Galvic speed time. I am a menace to society and myself, mostly myself. So the way that I am with speedrunning, man, I was like, I'm just gonna send one attempt. I was there for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's one attempt.
Yeah. It was not one attempt. It was several attempts trying different methods using everyone's gear and stuff, and it was just a lot. But I was able to get it down. I did not remember the Galvic fight at all.
Yeah,
But once I
well,
get used to it, I was like, oh,
you're just
straight
dodging
chill fight.
fireballs and waves, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just hitting. Um, yeah, it wasn't that bad at all. The recommended on the wiki was saying like switch to melee halfway through, and I tried that the first time, and then I only just used melee to BGS at the beginning and just used range the rest, and that worked
Yeah.
better.
It honestly doesn't really seem like a big difference.
Yeah, so I ended up making the time by 20 seconds. You had to do it in under 3 minutes, and now the only thing that I've left for the elite CAs is Nightmare, solo Nightmare. I think in 23 minutes or less. So I might try that later today. We'll see. Yeah, I still have I'm borrowing Inquisitor, like I said, I still have that, so I could go and try and send it. Just frustrating because the PB or the speed time it's still like over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like it's kind of a commitment. So, if I go for that, probably won't send more than like 1 or 2 attempts, and then I think I want to do more Tob. I was I'm supposed to send 6 Inferno attempts this week. I sent 1. I've just really
And you
wanted
got it?
Tob. Got to wave 31. Took me an hour
Nice.
and a half to get there.
Wow.
I like
Really taking your time on that one.
Wait, I was like distracted, like talking to people and stuff. In the middle of it, we were talking about like credit scores. I was just going and checking my credit scores while the ranger was behind the pillar, just like waiting for me to come back.
All right. I guess that's one way to do Inferno.
I think my credit's more important than Inferno, Robert.
Okay.
God, it's like he doesn't even care. And so hopefully I can do that. My sub goal is every 10 subs I send an Inferno attempt. I should keep it as that because everyone wants me to get Inferno. But I kind of want to change it to be like, go send a CA attempt or go get a CA just because I like doing the CAs.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of undecided what I'm doing that for now. And yeah, I'm really enjoying Tob, not enjoying Inferno, but still trying it, and really, really, really liking finishing CAs.
Oh, quite a bit.
So hype. And I'm still playing BG3, but I'm trying to do less. Oh, and then on the other hand, I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do more on YouTube, so I put out a little farming guide.
Oh yeah, you
that
did.
I think was really good. It was like a daily farming run how to get up to 290,000 XP in like less than 20 minutes. So go check it out. And right now, I think I mentioned this already, but I didn't know what to make videos on. So I was trying to think, well, I'll make videos on what I know well. So that's farming. So now I'm
It is.
gonna I know farming really well. I'm at 92 million XP now. So right now I'm currently working on like a mid-level Hispori guide because I kind of did a Hispori guide before, but it was like very random gear. And this time I was really aiming to make it mid-game, except for like I used my Explorer's Ring and Raida's Blessing. So excited about that. And then I have a few more ideas of videos to make, and I'm still putting out shorts, and it's just very productive times.
Yeah, sounds good.
hmm But I think that's it. And we didn't do anything for New Year's.
I'm sure you'll think of something else.
Probably. How are you? Tell us about
Okay.
all the games you played.
I do not have much to talk about. I played
You played like 4 games.
yeah, but I really don't care to mention all of them, mostly because I know most people probably don't play them. But I mean, I did play quite a bit of Valheim recently because friends wanted to play it, and so they started up a server.
Best part about
And
Valheim is those little boars.
yeah, little boars.
There's
Yeah, for
little,
sure.
literally little baby boars that he was capturing, and they just have little stripes and they just run around.
Yeah, I captured them, and then I bred a bunch of them, so I'll probably slaughter a bunch
Don't
soon.
slaughter them; they're babies.
So whenever, I mean, I don't need boar meat yet, but eventually I will need boar meat.
Don't they love you?
Yeah, they
Don't they
do.
have like hearts because
Yeah,
they
they
love
do.
you?
Yeah.
And you're gonna kill them.
Yes, this is a video game.
That kind of reflects how you are as a person. Like
Oh,
in
okay.
BG3, I can't make any mean choices. I feel guilty.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
want to an evil playthrough, but I
So you're
can't.
a terrible actor.
Yes.
Okay.
I would be an awful actor. I've always thought this.
But yeah, anyways, been playing some Valheim. It's modded, so that's kind of cool.
hmm
Some new stuff. And then besides that, just playing some more Path of Exile and no RuneScape. A little bit of BG3,
Yeah.
a very little bit. I think I leveled up one time.
I think last week, whenever you said it, you didn't really like it. So
No, I think
was
I
that after you were okay with
yeah,
it?
I think that was fine.
He's on his third character now. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
your young hot stud. I think we
yeah.
mentioned his
I
young
already
hot
mentioned it.
stud.
Yeah. So I just have leveled only one time since then. I haven't. For anyone that's played it, I killed like all the goblins and about to save the grove or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So
Do you have a favorite or least favorite companion yet?
no, I really just don't care about any of them.
Okay, who did you not get specifically though?
Oh well, Asterion because
He's weak.
immediately tried to knife me whenever I first interacted with him the first time. So I was like, I don't really care about him. I'm sure he might be good for some reason, but I don't care. So
I don't really use him. I have like 3 favorites. I really like Lae'zel, Karlach, and Will for fighting.
I hate Lae'zel.
She's so good for melee.
Will, I mean, I don't care. She's annoying. And then Will is like okay.
Me and Will are in a situationship right now.
Okay, yeah, he's okay. His melee, he might as well.
He's not melee.
I know he's a warlock.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, he has a sword. Like, you might as well just pick up a staff because he sucks at melee. Every time I try to use him for melee, he
Dude,
misses.
that's how I feel about my every time that I have an original character, I'm very big on like spells and stuff. So I'm just like anytime I have to melee, I'm like, ugh, can't do anything.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
You
So
don't have Karlach, right?
I don't even know what that is. But anyways, like, I think I'm gonna get Halson. I think Halson is
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. My favorite character so far is the Night Girl,
Shadowheart.
Shadowheart, because she gives me guidance all the time, which is
Yeah, it's very handy.
really, really
We're
overpowered on
literally in the
checks.
car talking about how good guidance
Guidance,
is.
guidance is straight up the best skill in the game. If
Yeah,
you think not, then you need to like reevaluate how many times you use guidance. But yeah, very, very good
I lost
skill.
Shadowheart. She's not mine anymore.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so Shadowheart, I think Halson's gonna be good, a good addition. He's a druid, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I just haven't been playing it that much. It hasn't really captivated me in the way it has for you.
Yet.
Yeah, probably ever. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's been okay so far. I'm probably gonna continue playing some Valheim, and don't really have any plans for any games I'm looking forward to currently, except for Path of Exile 2, which is gonna come out in like 5 or 6 months. So
Yeah, he's been watching videos on that. Seems pretty hype.
yeah, so that'll be pretty cool.
hmm
But until then, I'm kind of just hanging out,
Uh,
doing a podcast.
Maple Story?
No,
Okay.
none of that.
You want me to cut that
Um,
out?
No.
I was like, is it a
Um,
secret game?
no, it's not. I just don't want to talk about it because, like I said, no one plays it, so there's no point.
If you play Maple Story, tell us so I can be like, see, someone plays Maple Story.
I mean, if you come from the depths down under, and the depths meaning like the abyss that is the Korean MMO genre, then yeah,
Maple Story
maybe
is a popular game.
in Korea because it's a Korean game
Yeah, but people
made
still
by
play it
a
here.
Korean studio.
I've heard people talk about it when I've streamed. Okay.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So that's kind of all I've been up to. We can probably jump into the episode because we do have a lot to go over. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of updates throughout the months, but we are going to be covering not all of the patches. Obviously,
No,
there
just like
is
a overview of
yeah.
like each month.
For each month, there's typically at least 4 patches, and these are all the patches as well as some of the more interesting blogs. So there's going to
Hmm.
be a lot to go over. So
Yeah, we'll
for
talk about our favorites.
yeah, so Michelle's going to cover the first 3 months of the year, then I'll cover the next three, and we'll kind of go back and forth and talk about which updates we thought were our favorite or
Yeah.
interesting or just sucked.
Cool. So January is actually a big month. I remember it was a big month last year as well. We got Next, and then January 2023 we got Phantom Muspa.
Phantom Muspa,
Yeah,
yeah,
it feels like it's
big
been out
boss.
longer. So we got Secrets of the North. That was a master quest with it as well. Phantom Muspa, I forgot had so many drops there in the game. So we didn't have Saturated Heart before, Venator Bow, Ancient Scepter, Ancient Essence. I thought one thing was funny that they added was called a Forgotten Brew, and I was like, I even wrote down like ironic name because
Yeah,
I literally forgot that even happens.
yeah, it is the same thing as a Ceradoan brew, but for magic, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Vaguely remember. I've already forgotten. I looked it up, but
yeah, like it brews down your melee stats, but gives you extra magic stat.
oh yeah, that sounds
Is
familiar.
yeah, I think that's what it does, which is why no one uses it because you're rarely pure mage
Yeah,
for fights like that.
but yeah. The Phantom Musbow was like a huge update. Like the Venator bow, I don't own a Venator bow, but like I borrow it from Wraith sometimes, and
Yeah,
it's so good. Like Abyssal Demons, I like to use it there and just kind of AFK. And my Saturated Heart, I think I actually use that every day, so that was kind of like
yeah.
a
I
massive
mean,
upgrade
that was
or
a straight
update.
yeah, that was a straight up like 1-to-1 new best in slot. So
Yeah. So this was definitely like one of the big updates of the year. I don't know. I only read January through March for now. I'm gonna read my other 3 months tomorrow.
yeah,
Um, Makes me a little sad to look back at because I'm like, did we have that many things as exciting as Muspa?
uh,
We did. No, we might have.
yeah, we definitely did. I mean,
Yeah.
DT2, right?
Yeah.
So
And
I thought
Forestry League. Okay. I kind of forgot about some stuff, so I was just like, wow, we peaked
yeah.
in January.
No, there's definitely a lot of stuff, but it was definitely a big way to start the year. You know,
Hmm.
Secrets of the North, I guess, was a pretty good quest. I've never done Secrets of the North or
You
Phantom
watched me do
Muspa.
it on stream though.
Yeah, I watched quite a few people do it, but I think the Venator bow is still pretty cool. I like it because it is like a niche item,
Yeah.
but also, I mean, in those niches, it is very, very strong. So I think that's a good spot to be in instead of just a brand new best in slot bow because
Yeah.
that would kind of suck. But yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I remember when Phantom Muspa first came out too. I hated it and now I love it. I think it's very fun now.
Oh, yeah, I think it's pretty. I like where it is as far as time to effort to like money.
Hmm.
Like it's fairly good money per hour from what I
There's
understand.
actually effort required.
Yeah, there's some effort. It kind of reminds me of like kind of like an old Zulra, not current Zulra because you there's like zero money in Zulra nowadays, but old Zulra when it was like 5 to 6 mil an hour
Yeah.
or whatever.
So Zulra's the money snake. Muspa's the money blob.
Money slug.
Money slug. Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah,
Also in January, not as exciting, but we got the Jagex closed beta went live for the first time.
and Jagex accounts.
Jagex. Oh yeah, Jagex account closed beta. Just RuneScape.
Just in general,
Yeah.
Jagex, the whole company.
I thought it was kind of crazy though. Like it took them, dude. We were talking about the Jagex accounts like every single month for a long time. It
Yeah,
took them a long time to get all this stuff added. It's kind of hard to believe that the beta was a full year ago. The closed beta, not even the regular.
yep.
Also back in January, that's whenever they added the new skill community consultation outline thing. So telling us like the little timeline for it.
Yeah, this is when they became all sneaky about the way they
Mhm.
do their polls.
Yeah, it is whenever they got all sneaky.
Yeah,
How
they're
do
all
you feel
like,
about that still?
I still think it's dumb. I think they should just poll things that need to be polled and do them and as plain English as possible.
I mean, I liked it at first because okay, the thing we're talking about, they said that they're just going to leave stuff kind of vague whenever they pull it, so then they don't waste development time like coming up with big ideas and then we vote no. Kind of like we did with Runa's powers, even though they did it the new way.
Yeah,
And I liked the idea because I'm like, yeah, why waste time? And now that's actually happening. Whenever we like were reading all the skill stuff, I remember we were like, I need more detail than this. Like this is not enough.
yeah. They're all like, "Do you like the idea of this idea?
And I'm like, I
Of this
maybe
idea?"
I
And I'm all
I don't
like,
know.
"Okay, there's so many like millions of things you're not telling us about this.
Yeah,
How would I know?"
literally.
It'd be the same as like someone's like, "Oh, you want to go out to eat?" And they'd be like, what kind of food?" And you're like, "It's edible."
Okay.
Yeah, you just really
Yeah.
have to ask yourself if you're hungry at that point. That's like the only qualifier. So it's like not really helpful. It's like, "Oh, yeah, so I found a bunch of garbage over here. We can eat that." Because that's how some of their questions really end up being.
The mental like acrobats you go
Yeah.
through to
They
get to your comparison sometimes.
No, I mean that's the same thing. It's all like, oh, if they're like, oh, I want like some delicious, like, I don't know,
Trash.
Indian food or Thai food, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm down. But then they're all like, oh, yeah, I found this dead squirrel on the side of the road. I'm gonna hook you up with some of the legs. And I was like,
I have
I'd rather
lost
not.
track of how this relates to the polling, but okay.
No, that's a reference into some of the questions that they actually want to ask us,
The question, do you want to eat dead
but
squirrel legs?
yeah, I mean that's the equivalent of some of the polls that they
A
run.
little drumstick.
Yeah, because
Oh,
some of the stuff that they are like, "Oh, does this sound good?" And then they introduce what they thought we thought sounded good, and it's like
never mind.
not at all
I
what
mean, that's what
anyone
happened
wanted.
with Ruinous Powers a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's what happened with a lot of things. I mean, Rune His Powers was the biggest flop of the year, and it's because they questioned us in such weird ways,
Yeah, that was interesting.
and also they like had some promises that they clearly just couldn't deliver on.
The skilling one. Also January, we added everything from Next and TOA to the item sync. Like I kind of forgot that those hadn't been in it before, and I was wondering, like, I wonder how much of that contributed to. We already mentioned this before, but like the total amount of gold that was removed last year was 19 trillion.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, I feel like all the TOA stuff probably was like a big, a big number there.
I mean, it's a
TOA
big
prints
part of it,
purples.
but the fact that bonds are now 11 million means that they haven't removed enough gold.
Yeah, true.
So,
Bonds are
I
so expensive.
mean, I think bonds were 4 million like not that long ago,
They were like
relatively.
6 mil on average for whenever we started doing the giveaways. I feel like they've literally doubled in price,
Yeah.
5 to 6.
But I mean, even in like not too long ago memory, they were like 5 million or less.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So,
It's a bummer because we do the weekly bond giveaways, and I don't want to stop doing the weekly bond giveaways, so I just suffer.
yeah.
That's a lot of money that I get rid of every year doing that. Anyway, back in January, that's when we got the new fairy ring appearance. The very controversial. Do you remember? It had like the tower in the
Yeah.
middle,
It still has a like
a little beam of light.
helical pillar in the middle,
Hmm.
but it's I think a big thing is it's now
More
like
casual.
you can click through it or something like that.
It was too obstructive, people
Yeah.
thought before.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys remember, that was like a weirdly big deal that people were upset about is that they changed the fairy ring's appearance without voting on it.
Yeah, and their reasoning, they said a lot of people thought that they changed it because they wanted to change the look of it, but they were saying that it was for accessibility because it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to click
Yeah, now you can
because you
click
can
like an
click.
entire square
Yeah,
around
because you
it.
can click the whole column instead of just the single spot on the ground.
Yeah. That was just such a weird thing for people to get upset about. It's kind of funny the things people were getting upset about then compared to getting upset about like now, like the ruinous powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how minor of a detail the fairy ring
It's so
was.
funny because they went from like such one end where in that same poll they were asking us, do we want to get rid of this bush? to get to the fairy rings
Yeah.
easier. And everyone's like, why are you asking us about this bush? Just get rid of it. Like, why is
Mhm.
this the thing that needs to be consulted
No, because
on?
people get so weird.
Sure. And then now they're all like, all right, do you like the idea of shamanism? And we're like, what? You only told us that there's like another dimension. You haven't told us anything about the skill. Why would we vote for
I
it?
know.
It's so weird.
The fairy ring thing though, that was like one of the things that made me be like, maybe we do pull too much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why is this a big deal? January quest speedrunning got a couple more quests. And Wilderness Boss rework came out at the end of the month. That was a very exciting one.
Yeah,
I
for
had
sure.
a lot of fun whenever those came out.
Yeah.
So they all got like their little individual layers. They got some new mechanics. Escape caves were added. It's crazy to imagine that all this stuff used to not be there. And sometimes you just run into the wilderness bosses while in the wilderness.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever saw Vedion, I actually thought it looked genuinely creepy. And I couldn't tell it was a skeleton. I thought it was like a, I don't know, like a commander woman chasing me. And I was like, I don't like this.
A commander woman chasing
I
you.
don't know. I saw like a weapon and was like,
Okay.
she's going to command someone to come get me.
But who
Scary.
would have thought a year later we would look back, see the wilderness bosses, and think, man, there goes the most botted content in the game.
The wilderness bosses were?
They currently are.
Oh, they are, yeah. That's
Yeah.
weird.
It's so weird. I mean, maybe not the most, it's definitely in competition though.
Yeah, they are botted though.
Yeah. Very heavily. I think like all the top, 25 to 50 people are botters.
So weird.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but I mean, it's cool that they brought in the singles bosses. I think that was cool.
Yeah, they brought like the lower level single plus ones next to Ferox Enclave, so that made it like less risky, which is funny because I've definitely every time I try to do that run into a PKer. But
Yeah,
it's nice because the people who try to PK you there are not good at PKing. They're like me. So you could basically escape them.
yeah.
Also all the weapons that we got from the Wilderness Boss rework, totally forgot about. We
Oh
got
yeah, we got all the web slinger bow
web
or whatever.
the web weaver, a curse scepter, ursine chain mace, and void waker. I have 3 of 4 of those and I want the void waker. Like these are all insanely good and they're all still relevant too,
Yeah,
which I think is like kind of impressive.
yeah. It's nice that I mean those got updated, but the Void Waker by far I think
Maybe
was
too busted.
so big of a change to the game. It is still one of the best, arguably the best spec weapon in the whole game.
It's still scary if you're in the wilderness and you see it and you're like, "Oh no."
Yeah, it is a really crazy weapon, and it's still very expensive.
Mhm.
So that's kind of cool. But I think it's maybe just a little too strong. But
I haven't tried it, but
I've only seen it obviously.
yeah.
But from what I've seen, it still looks like it's really strong.
I can't wait to get that. I didn't realize like I didn't really think about the fact these all came out because I use the Accursed Scepter every time I go to UA. I use Webweaver at Leviathan, and I use the Chain Mace every time I go to the Wilderness bosses. And like I have all that to thank just because of the Wilderness boss rework. I
Yeah,
mean, they all had their lower level versions, but I think it's their like expanded on versions that makes them so busted and
yeah,
so worth it. And
yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad they did
I
the
never had any of
boss.
them before.
I'm really glad they did the wilderness boss rework, but also it's like such a long time coming. All those
Oh yeah.
bosses kind of sucked, and you really only killed them by like doing some weird mechanic.
Dude, the way you had to like drag them specific places, it was really strange.
Yeah,
They're all pretty fun now. Like I have the most experience with Vedion, and Vedion's like so much fun.
yeah. Like before,
Like I really like Vedion.
you had to hide behind a tree and then flinch Vedion,
I know
or
Callisto, it was like you have to drag it like 30 tiles to the east.
yeah, you had to like get Callisto trapped on a set of like webs, and you're like, all right, cool. Now he can't actually hit me, and then you can just kill him, and he does nothing. Or Callisto, or not Callisto, Vidion, or not Vidion. What's the last one?
Venenatis.
Venenatis. I was like, V. Who? We already went over yeah. So Venenatis was the same thing. You also just safe spotted her. You got her into a weird spot, and you just safe spotted her because all those bosses were just, you know, really tough to kill. They were made for like
Yeah,
multi essentially.
it was really strange. But
Yeah.
I think that I mean, I like it. It makes it more fun for me to go and try wilderness bosses because you don't have to do like crazy stuff. They're clear mechanics that you can handle.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is I get PK'd at Vedion a lot,
Yeah.
which is part of the trade off, I guess. But
Yeah.
I think that boss is genuinely so much fun.
I was thinking, regardless of their loot, they're in a much better mechanical spot now.
What is
Even the multi.
what is the fourth one?
Which fourth one?
Vedion, Veninatus, Callisto.
There's only three.
That makes sense. I was like, because I saw Void Waker.
Void
Void
Waker
Waker's
is
a
a
piece from every
combination.
one of
Yeah,
them.
Void Waker is a
Dude,
combination
I
of
thought it was
items.
a fourth one, and I was losing. I was like, I don't remember a fourth
You're
one.
like, oh, Scorpia, of course.
Dude,
The
Scorpia,
boss that
they need to do something with
the boss that
Scorpia.
no one
Like,
remembers exists.
bro, it's like level 50 Wildy, and it's just weird.
You're like, oh, I went all the way out to 50 Wildy, killed this annoying boss, eluded all the PKers. What do I get? Oh, nice, some bones.
Yeah, lucky.
All right.
It's not the best. We also got Dragon Pickaxe drops from Calfight Queen was introduced, and a Volcanic Mine was introduced. That was kind of like massive, to be honest, for hardcores.
Yeah, that was definitely nice. That was the first time they ever took the D pick out of the wilderness.
Yeah, and they did make it more common at the wilderness. It was like 1 out of 5,000 from KBD. Now it's like 1 of 1,000, I think. I know it's 1 of 1,000 now,
Yeah.
but it was severely lowered. Or is it lowered? I never know how to word it correctly when talking about drop
Well,
rates.
the drop was increased. The drop rate was increased.
Okay, there you go. So that was it for January. I think. I mean, Muspet was probably the best update because it's more people are gonna do Muspet than go to the wilderness.
I would say
Just
Muspa
frankly.
just because it came with a quest.
Yeah, it came with a quest, and also like as much as I really, really like the weapons that came with the wilderness rework, Muspa's probably more common, like the saturated heart. Like I use that every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Muspa was probably the most impactful from January. Do you agree?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. For February, we got a blog on the future of account builds that, from what I remember, did not go anywhere. Right?
We ended up not doing
Yeah.
account builds. They scrapped it because,
People didn't like it.
yeah, and also it didn't really work with existing communities.
Oh yeah, okay. I
So
couldn't remember why, but I remember it didn't go anywhere.
yeah,
We also had Pole 78 that we voted on. And that with that one we got the crystal armor recolors, the coin pouch limit increased with diaries and arty, the selling back and tradables at Giants Foundry, and the spell icon resizing, which I mean, all those are good. I have not taken advantage of the arty one still. Like I
yeah.
was reading this and I was like, man, I really need to go there.
I mean, you've never done thieving since then.
Kind of. I'm not much of a thiever.
Not even kind of. I don't think you
I
purposely
no.
went
Remember,
thieving.
I got like one level the other week,
Oh,
and it was a big
okay.
deal because it was the only level I got in all of 2023 there.
Oh, that's cool.
We also got some more quest speed running added to the game. Fairy rings were changed because of everyone's complaints. They still look different than they used to back in the day. Remember, we didn't even have the little butterflies, but it got changed again. They added high scores for skillers and 1 defense peers. We got the first look at the Desert Treasure 2 rewards, including Ruinous Powers. Wow, cool. I can't wait for that to be added to the
Yeah,
game.
big skills.
Yeah, we got a huge forestry overview. I went and like skimmed over it and I saw the T's again and I was like, bro, I'm so glad that the T's did not get added.
Yep.
They were so
Tease and
complicated.
bruise.
One thing I also saw when scrolling down was it said squirrel treats, and I have no idea what that means, but it was never talked about again.
Yep, doesn't matter. Dead content.
Yeah. February is also whenever they announced that they were going to do Bounty Hunter, which I was excited about first and then didn't even really do. Classic. We had the 10th birthday event for OSRS, and that's where we got the famous now Jad slippers and the little plushies.
Yeah.
I want them all in real life. We had the Golden Gnome nominations happening, and that was whenever we had our first ever community showcase
Oh.
back in February.
Yeah, those are cool, I guess.
I think we have like 7 out of 12, to be honest. I should have counted, but certainly they didn't do that every month. February was a slower month for sure. Is
Nah,
that
I think just January was a really big month.
January was a really big month. I mean, what do you think was the most impactful? I guess it'd be the Pole 78 was the most impactful
Yeah, I mean,
February.
probably spell icon resizing.
Yeah, I wanted to say the crystal armor recolor, and then I realized that's not impactful at all. I just like
Yeah, it doesn't
it.
impact anyone's gameplay actually.
Yeah, I mean the forestry overview and the bounty hunter announcement were both pretty big ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not quite as exciting as January. March, we got the top entry mode changes. So they changed the scaling to be better. They made it so there's no caps on your attempts because for some reason before they're like you could only try 3 times. And you don't have to pay when you die because for some reason you also had to pay when you died when trying to do entry mode.
Yeah.
They
It's only
added
100K.
100k adds up though if you're like broke and trying to learn.
Yeah, maybe just don't die. Problem
Okay.
solved. There you
Okay.
go.
Anyway, they also added the must but combat achievements, which I've done a lot of them. I'm not trying to brag.
Wow, brag.
They did the golden gnome voting and winners. It doesn't feel like that happened that long ago. We got to see the bounty hunter reward and cosmetics, and they started the beta for trying out the weapons. So that's whenever they first were introducing like all the emo stuff that I still have not gotten from bounty hunter that I still like. We got the final batch of quest speedrunning. They're still supposedly going to add more in the future, but that was like 9 months ago that we got the last official batch going.
Yeah, it's been like
That's
forever.
yeah, that's a really long time. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just never gonna do a poll ever again.
Yeah. We also got Pole 79 introduced, and I thought it was so funny. There was a specific line that I wrote down saying, "Last year we set out to get a little more consistent with our quality of life polls with the aim of including 15 to 25 changes in each poll and hosting them every 2 months or so." So we got 78 in January, 79 in March, and then we only got 80, and that was it for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Where's the other 3?
No, that's it.
Where's the other 3?
That's it. That's all you need. That's all you get.
Jesus. We also in March got our skilling choices, the new skill choices.
Yeah.
Sailing, taming, and shamanism. Looking back at the pictures, I'm like, man, shamanism did look cool, didn't it?
It did.
It really did. Most important in March, we got Discord stages announced.
Oh,
Still never
huge.
joined a Discord stage.
The thing that everyone's been waiting for.
Apparently, people do them.
I mean, yeah, apparently there are some people that log into Discord in the middle of the day to go check out people do a stream, which could have just been a stream.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, that was it for March. I think the biggest thing that happened in March was I mean, the biggest in game was the top entry mode probably.
Yeah.
But also I don't know if I said the Jagex account, they had open beta by the way. I think the biggest in the community that was the skilling choices.
No, the biggest out of both was definitely the final batch of quest speedrunning.
People I remember would get upset about the quest speedrunning. They're like, "Why are you spending time working on this?" I'm like, "Why does it matter?"
I mean, it because they said it took no dev time, which I mean,
Nothing takes no dev
yeah, I
time.
was like, that's practically impossible.
Yeah.
But anyways, it took some time, and it was pretty much dead on arrival, which I mean, anyone would have guessed.
It's just niche. I'm gonna defend it because it's my favorite. My favorite and my first graceful recolor was the speedrunning one.
Should we go check out the speedrunning world right
No,
now?
we shouldn't because I know it's
Oh
low.
wow! Look at there's people in there.
There's always like 4.
4.
They even said when they introduced it that it was niche. It was not for
Huge.
everyone.
It was so funny when they introduced it. There was like 4 worlds, and there was like one person.
Don't make me feel bad.
Oh, wait, there's another one with 4 people in it too.
It's actually more than I'd expect.
Do you think they just leave like 4 bots in there? Oh no, this one has 1.
Don't make me feel bad. The best part is
This one has 0.
everyone in Germany's asleep.
Yeah, everyone in
They're
Germany.
sleeping.
Dude, they speed ran themselves.
Robert,
to sleep.
just go to the list and search by lowest number, and I bet all 4 are gonna be speedrunning.
The Australian speedrunning world's 1.
They're sleeping too, probably.
Oh, that's it. So we have a grand total of 10 people in the world speedrunning right now.
Everyone's asleep.
Yeah, so is the content.
Oh my god.
There's
no.
there's one world that has less. And it's because
They're closed.
you're not allowed to enter the fresh start worlds anymore. But those are the only that are even remotely less.
Dang. It's also crazy how fast people have left leagues.
Yeah.
Leagues used to be the most popular worlds, and now they're all the least popular.
There are more people free to play PvPing in the PvP world than all of the speedrunning worlds combined.
I still like it. You don't understand the highs and lows
There's still people logged into Dead
of
Man. Twice as many people logged into
of
Dead Man.
of speed running a quest successfully.
Yeah, that was
You don't
huge,
understand.
huge content. But yep. So that was probably the best one of March
Stupid.
for sure.
Best one, I'll say top, but the most exciting to talk about, definitely the skilling one. I still, I mean, I don't know. I still kind of wish we had one of the other two. But I don't know if that's just because they sound fun. Because maybe if we had one of the other two, I'd be like, oh, I wish sailing was still on the table.
Yeah. Overall, I think I'm glad we didn't go with taming the way they outlined it.
Taming probably would have been weird, but I think it would have been very cute. So,
The way they made it seem a little too close to Hunter for me
hmm
to be interested in it. So I'm glad we didn't go with that. Shamanism I think would have been the coolest, but they put like practically zero effort into describing it. So sailing we
sailing
have.
just seemed like the most basic choice.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
the only reason I was bummed. I know I'm gonna like sailing, but
yeah, I think it'll be
it
fine.
just seemed like what everyone expected, and I was like, we need something exciting, like something new we haven't heard of before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay. It'll be fine. Definitely would have preferred shamanism though.
at least we get Flupa.
Yeah, Flooper, of
I
course.
love her.
Rolling into April, we got a
He
few
wrote it down on
changes.
paper.
I did write it down on paper. Well, we got the Easter event, which was the little
Oh,
bunny rabbit jumping around.
what was the prize?
I have no idea.
Reward? I don't even remember.
Yeah, but it was an okay Easter event.
I mean, you didn't even do it.
No, I don't do any of them, but yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the Easter event was that good this year because the last year there was the bookcase, and that was cool.
The door,
Yeah, the door.
Easter door. That one was pretty cute.
This one I don't think it had any super notable, rememberable
I
things.
am struggling to remember what this was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, it was making the egg mold. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't that inventive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't very exciting to use their own
Hey,
words.
yo.
But yeah, besides that, we did have probably the biggest part of this whole month, which was the DT2 rewards beta, where you could actually
Yeah.
try out the rewards for the first time. This included all of the new rings, as well as the Virtus set. And one of the things that I think a lot of people were excited for was the Soul Reaper axe.
Oh, yeah. Was that when did they already announce it by then?
Yeah, this was the beta. Like you
Oh.
got to try them.
I totally forgot until I was reading the DT2 thing that the Soul Reaper was come up by the community.
Yeah,
I just forgot that we did that. That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
And then now it's not really used by anyone, but at
Now
least it's
people still
cool.
use it for like very niche things, but it's still expensive.
Yeah, very very niche things.
I want it for the collection log. It just seems like it'd be cool to have all the pieces.
Yeah. And then we also had some the new skill pitches poll results. So this is when we
That was
found out.
actually a very controversial one.
Yeah, this is when we found out. Oh man, it is the way
I'm
they
still annoyed.
the way they pulled this was the worst way they could have pulled it. The worst.
I'm still annoyed.
So they had two questions. They even have a picture of it still here. Two questions. One was which of the three you like, and they included I didn't like any of them and skip this question. And then they didn't reconsolidate those votes at, for whatever reason.
It was kind of meaningless.
And then they had a second vote or a second question that said which one is your favorite.
Yeah.
The other one was asking which concept would you like to see refined further?
Multiple
It
choices.
says this is a multiple choice question. You could have picked all of them.
I did pick all of them.
Each value reflects the percentage of voters who chose that option. Okay.
You could select all of them, but thinking that you'd get more information on all of them, and you'd be wrong.
Yeah, you want to know how close sailing and shamanism was?
They measure by swords, and it's pissing me off how close those swords look.
The difference was 0.4%. It was 500 votes was the difference between the two.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Why did they not revote? I'm just back to being annoyed that we didn't revote on that.
It's crazy that they
Because
didn't
all those taming votes,
they
where
didn't
would those
even
go?
remotely try and be like, all right, we'll like kind of refine shamanism and sailing a little bit, and then we'll see
Yeah.
which one you guys are more
I'm
interested
still
in.
frustrated with that they said that it's a multiple choice. What do you want to see refined further? Because I voted for all three of them because I was like, oh, I want more information about all three. I didn't realize that this was us choosing a skill.
So incredibly dumb.
Yeah. I'm Still frustrated with that.
And you want to know, you know what? You want to know the kicker
Hmm.
when talking about it in all of the future, even in this poll results thing, they don't mention that the closeness of the two votes was 0.4%. What they do is they take the other poll, which they
Oh,
ask
they go
which
from the
is your
favorite one and
favorite.
call it a
The
3%.
difference was 3%, still not very big, and they say that was the difference. Crazy.
Dude,
Wow. This was part of the polling thing that I was like, okay, so you guys are just down to like get whatever result you want.
I mean, I think that they maybe did want shamanism to win, but it seems like they just, what I think they should have done was if you're gonna do multiple choice, I kind of assumed it was gonna be like a round robin situation, and then like you take one out and then vote on the other two, especially if they're 0.4% away. Because all those people who voted taming probably, like I put in taming, I would have just not voted for taming at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still
So,
annoyed.
yeah.
I think I even put like I didn't choose a favorite because I wasn't sure. And if I'd known that it was gonna, if I'd known how it was gonna work, I would have voted differently.
Yeah.
I'm
So
still salty.
so dumb. Also, they had a little bit of a bounty hunter rewards mini blog. So this was
Mm,
for the bounty hunter rewards, all the like Stadia's hammer and all the Stadia's gear. This was like the gear that was kind of like it was like a lower level gear,
yeah,
and they also showed the
the
higher
higher
level
one.
gear. So they showed all the in
I forgot
betweens.
about all that.
Yeah, and they also showed yeah, just all the different kinds of gear. So they had the Stadius, they had the I forgot the names of the other ones, but they
I
had
didn't
the
even remember
the
Stadius.
mage variant as well
They
as
had like the
the ranged
two or
variant.
three versions of everything, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So they showed all of
Oh.
that. I don't really remember what other rewards were in it. Let's see if they like tell us. So they had Vesta's armor, Stadius, Morrigan's, Zuriel's,
Mm.
as well as the Ancient Warriors corrupted stuff. So this is the higher level stuff, or is this
Yeah,
the higher? Yeah,
the corrupt is the higher
yeah.
level.
The corrupt is the higher level stuff. So you can check out
Oh, Vesta's
yeah,
longsword. I
Vesta's
remember he voted on that
spear.
like 4 times. Do you remember?
Yeah, and then also, oh, this was actually probably the coolest part for me. This
Mm.
is when they added the imbued dark bow, as well as
Oh,
the
for bounty hunter, yeah.
yeah, for bounty hunters. So the imbued dragon longsword, barrel chest anchor, mace, and the abbey dagger, which made it actually overpowered
Yeah.
for the first little bit until they nerfed it like shortly
They
after.
did.
Also, some really cool cosmetics
Cosmetics.
that will really never see the light of day because not many people do
I mean,
bounty
some of them
hunter.
got added. Oh, no, that's
No,
why, yeah.
they definitely got added, just not a lot of people showed them.
I
And
know, it sucks.
something
I still
that
want
didn't
some.
see the light of day, sad life, is the Elder Chaos robes, the heavy ballista, and the Elder Maw recolors.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Elder Mall actually looked very cool, the bando style.
yeah, bando style as well as like the all black. Um,
Robes.
no, yeah, the all black rose with the all black
I
declaws.
thought we got the declaws.
Did we get the all black declaws?
I'm pretty sure we got the all black declaws.
Okay, and also
We
the
got the hammer for sure. I think we got the declaws too.
okay, but yeah, so there was some stuff that was left out, but honestly, a lot of the cosmetics for Bounty Hunter look really cool.
They still cool. Something I still wish though, like especially seeing the Dragon Warhammer, I wish that the black on the weapons was darker, like a more bold black. It looks grayish black.
Yeah,
It doesn't look bold. It looks like dull.
it's like when your screen can't get dark enough to be actually black.
Yeah. It's not my favorite. It just needs to be a little bit darker or just like something because it just looks very like dull to me.
Oh, and we got it opposite. So the corrupted version is the tier 20 version,
Oh,
and
sorry.
the regular version is the tier 78.
Something about us that you've all learned over 2023 and 2022 if you've been listening. We're just a bunch of liars.
Yeah, just a bunch of liars.
Yeah.
I've actually never played the game.
Yeah, like
And
Loki.
and we also got some more Gilnor Gazette and community showcase stuff. Oh,
You
also
almost missed one.
almost missed. I even have it written down here.
Oh, you do? How'd you
Yep.
almost miss
Yeah,
it?
makeover, quality of life rework in
Yeah.
Varrock. So this is where they added the little house where you can get your character reworked to look as cool as you want to
For free.
for free.
Yeah. Weird that you had to pay before.
Yeah,
It's
so
just character customization.
they added a ton of haircuts and hair colors with this as
Yeah, it
well.
was so much fun actually.
And you can still do this. Obviously, it's still in
Mhm.
the game. They added it to Varrock, just north of the museum. So check it out if you never have.
Yeah.
But they also had the DT2 beta, which we mentioned, and this was the end, the official end of Fresh Start Worlds. They
I
actually
thought
closed the
I
servers.
thought it went longer than that. I didn't realize it was over in April.
Yeah, very, very short time. And that's kind of exactly how they planned. Wonder if that went better than they anticipated,
A
or
lot of
worse, or about the
people
same.
it was a niche thing, but I know a lot of people like did like it. The people who played it were really into it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So that was the close of the beta and the Fresh Start Worlds. So that was pretty much
All
it for
right.
April. Not
Best of April?
best of April. I think it has to be Bounty Hunter, even though I didn't personally participate.
Well, it wasn't out yet. That was just the blog.
Well, it was the beta,
Oh, well, yeah. I think
or was it? Was it the blog or was it the beta?
no, the DT2 beta
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Bounty
yeah,
Hunter
yeah.
blog. It's weird how early the Desert Treasure beta was, considering it came out much later than
Okay,
Bounty
then
Hunter.
I'm gonna change mine to DT2 because then we get to try out the stuff for the first time, and we got to
Hmm.
see that the Virtus robes were a little strong. I think that's why they ended up nerfing them.
Yeah, they were. They did get changed, huh?
Yeah, they definitely got changed.
Mine in April, the skill blog, the skill results.
The skill poll results, yeah, that was
I
unfortunate.
didn't realize I was still so annoyed at that until you opened it and I could see
It's
how
because
close they
of
were.
like they're all like, "Oh, it's so crazy, you guys just it was so close."
Anyway, sailing.
Yeah, sucks to suck, I guess. I mean, you know, it's cool. Like I said, I didn't really care what they picked. It's how they went about picking it
Yeah,
that
and
is
then you could
like,
choose multiple choice, but
yeah, I'm all like,
it wasn't impactful. Like it
you
was.
definitely just like allowed this really stupid vote to go through. You should have been like, oh, clearly there was like not clear
Hmm.
communication between us and you guys, so we're gonna redo this vote
I don't even. It's
between the two popular
yeah.
ones.
It's not even like sailing could have won again. Like maybe it would have won again. It probably would have.
If it won by one vote, I wouldn't have cared. But
Yeah,
it
it's just because the fact that taming was in there too. Potentially, people were not voting for
taming,
those because of taming.
taming, people that skipped, people that
Said
said
neither.
none. It's all like if you voted, they should have been
They
like
should have done
these are
like,
too
what are
close.
we going to add?
Yeah, these are too close. They should have done like a little bit further of an in-depth thing. Been like, these are the two you guys are voting for. You have to vote for either two. There's no skipping the question.
No multi-choice.
Only vote. This is the only thing on the poll. Just vote for these two.
Yeah,
And they didn't do that. That's what should have happened.
it was man. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
It was just so weird.
Moving on to May, your favorite month,
My
we
birthday month.
have point-based combat achievements, which is actually really cool quality of life.
This changed my life because that's how I was able to finish the elite combat achievements.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't remember, this allows you to not having to complete all of the mediums to get into hards. You can just do a mixture of
Yeah,
masters, grandmasters, easies in order to get to the next rank.
yeah. Like how I've had elite done for several months, but I still have one task technically left in my elite tier.
Yeah.
That one
Um,
was huge. That was actually a
yeah,
really good
yeah, it was
one.
definitely really nice. They also added, this is actually probably really big of an upgrade for all the people that are on C++ clients,
Hmm.
but they actually added ground tracking indicators as well as loot tracking and just really a bunch of quality of life add-on stuff that we normally have in RuneLight to the base client.
Okay.
So, everyone can enjoy that
I'm
if
just
you
used to
still
that
are
stuff.
using it. Yeah.
You
Um,
guys didn't have that?
that was pretty cool. Also, on top of that, they added. I wanted to mention this because it was crazy that it took so long, but
Okay.
they made the Abyssal Lantern buyable
Oh,
because before it just
we
had the
voted for it
crazy.
to be Bible.
We voted for it to be
I know you
buyable.
have strong feelings about this.
We voted for it to be buyable, and they're all like, "No, thematically that doesn't make sense." I'm like,
The
thematically, we're fighting demons for another realm by powering up a
a golem.
freaking golem with runic powers. Like, what
it's
do you
it's a
mean
fantasy
thematically? You
game.
can't invent a thing to make sense. Like, anyways, they finally added it to the game.
You were I didn't even remember that we voted on that. And I remember whenever it happened, Robert had the same reaction saying, "Finally." And I was like, "Whoa."
It's
He felt
because they
strong about
always
this.
do this stuff with the voting. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, we'll do all your things that you vote for, except for when it's inconvenient.
Yeah, except for we decided this doesn't make sense. It was the same thing with Runa's powers. Like they said like, "Do you guys want scaling?" We're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Nah, it doesn't make sense."
Yeah,
Like,
so foolish.
if you don't think you could do it, you just shouldn't vote. You shouldn't have us vote on it.
Yeah, really, really silly. They also added storage in chambers. This is
Oh my god.
Yeah. Before that, you had to just leave chambers and then go back to the storage box, get your
Yeah, there
stuff
wasn't a
out.
bank in the first room.
Yeah, there was no bank in
Yeah.
chambers.
So if you were running raids, you'd have to have someone be like, "All right, can you hold this room for me? Because I have to go grab some other gear because I didn't realize that like we'd have Vasa."
Yep.
Okay, that was Chambers had a good year.
Yeah.
Chambers had a really good year. That was a good one.
And this is also the month where they added some Pole 79 changes, making Tithe Farm instanced.
I forgot it wasn't.
Yep.
Wow, people would
Used
grief
to
you.
used to be able to get crashed if anyone wanted to, really.
Every once in a while, it would happen though. It was really weird.
Yeah. They also added, this was the when they added the herb boxes as well.
Herb boxes were already a thing, I thought.
Mm.
Oh no, the grimy herb boxes.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking the herb sack, and
The
I was
herb
like,
sack.
Robert, the
No.
herb sack's been in the game.
Yeah, there was the herb sack and
Oh yeah, the
the
grimy herb
seed
ones.
box. But yeah,
Yeah.
they added the grimy herb daily boxes.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So they added that, and also they made a few more quality of life changes. They made Hunliff a little more noisier, and they added noises to the demonic gorillas.
Oh, I'd never tried either before, and I remember I went to both of them and said something along the lines of, "Wow, I'm so glad I didn't come here before."
Yeah. This is also, I mean, probably gonna steal the cake for this month, but Bounty Hunter actually got released this month
Not
as
stealing it.
well.
Not stealing it for me,
Oh,
honestly.
okay, okay, all right,
Whatever,
well, all
whatever,
right.
whatever.
But yeah, so big. This was probably a really big deal for a lot of people. I
Mhm.
honestly had a good time watching these streams more than anything
I
else.
turned toxic.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah.
I was like cussing people out while playing.
Okay.
And I was really bad and had like no gear. Like I had no right to be cussing anyone else.
But yeah, so this is when they added Bounty Hunter as well as all the rewards and everything like that, the entire new area, as well as,
Some
well,
bounty hunter merch.
everything you can expect with that and Bounty Hunter merch. Probably the coolest merch they've ever added to ever.
We just like school stuff. We're
Yeah.
basic.
And actually, I think that is it for May.
Yeah.
This was a game jam month, so there was less going
I think
on.
this is when we heard about the capybaras that we
Yeah,
stumbled on.
probably. Yeah. I
I love
mean,
them.
they don't add anything to the game, but anyways, which was your favorite of the things they
The
added?
combat achievements.
Yeah, of
The
course.
combat achievements times 1,000,000. Oh my god, I love them.
Yeah, even though I didn't participate, I'd have to say Bounty Hunter because it
Mhm.
was kind of cool.
It was cool. Even if it turned me mean.
Yeah. Moving into next month, and the final month for this half is going to be June, of course.
Yeah.
So this one probably a really big
A lot of updates.
yeah, really big patch
blogs.
for some people potentially is this was, well, this was actually a really big, potentially really big blog. It ended up kind of not being anything
Impactful.
really. It was the bounty hunter changes.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of bounty hunter problems
Oh,
as
and
far
people
as,
were like kind of cheating.
yeah, they were cheating.
Yeah.
There a lot of people like were either making too much or too little money at bounty hunter, which
Mhm.
has, I mean, been a problem in the past. So they actually, I don't remember if they actually changed it. I think they did, to the earning potential system.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that because it was kind of
Yeah.
annoying too. That was very numbery, I remember.
Yeah,
So it
because
annoyed me.
before, if you had a kill streak and you lost it, then you pretty much were making no money.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
And so they added the earning potential changes. I think this is when they first brought it up. I don't know if this is when they implemented it, but they definitely brought it up here, as well as another thing, the forestry beta,
The attempt at a
the
forestry.
attempt at a forestry
We
beta.
did
So
we never have a forestry beta?
we never had a forestry beta
That's
because
weird.
this was whenever they were going to put on the beta,
And they're having beta issues.
they were
right?
having issues with the beta worlds.
Mhm.
So they ended up not having the beta at all.
Instead of stalling it.
Released it and realized everyone hated it.
I liked it.
You like the tea?
The T wasn't added. It was never added.
Okay, exactly.
It was
So
supposed to be the second part and it wasn't added.
yeah, it was never added because everyone's like, "Why are you adding
No,
this?"
I
So
didn't like the
they
T.
pushed it off to the second half and then never added it. So for the forestry beta, this was supposed to happen, but never actually did.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately,
really funny that look how long this blog is.
yeah,
And it never happened.
it's a very long blog.
And
and
it
they're
never
like, these are the planned maintenance times. It's gonna be
happened.
3 hours long. It's
I
gonna be
do
these
I do
worlds.
actually feel a little bad for them because I don't think that they realized it wasn't gonna work till it was time, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a bummer. That was probably very like disappointing for everyone working on
Yeah,
it.
they're supposed to test out the forestry kit, all of the different events,
The leaves.
the leaves, and the roots. Oh man, yeah. So, anyways, they were supposed to add this as well, the campfires and all that stuff, as well as the rewards, but they obviously didn't.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where that ended, and then we moved right into the Pride event for that year.
that was pretty fun. You got some cute new fashion scape.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Probably the one that's going to take the cake for me in June is going to be the Ruinous Powers Beta version 2
Did it
Redux
even work?
Boogaloo.
Did the that one worked, right? Every time I see beta now, I'm assuming it didn't work.
Yeah, I think this one did work. People were
Okay.
trying it out from what I remember and saying about how busted certain vows were, like Kruger's vow
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Um, there were a bunch of changes, pretty much making it really close to what we have now, which is pretty much just an exact copy of the current prayer book, but
Yeah.
better in every single way.
I hate that because it makes sense. Everyone was like, "Oh, well, we need Protect from Iron. We need this," but it really did just end up with a better version of what we have, and like almost exactly the same in most regards.
Yeah. Also, this is the patch where they mentioned that the Virtus robes were a little too strong, and they actually toned it down, so it's not as good as it once was.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they did actually buff the Soul Reaper's axe in this patch as well.
Okay.
And this is when they actually, I think, implemented the earning potential
Oh, the one that we just
additions
talked about.
and changes to Bounty Hunter, but they just mentioned it in the last one. So that's pretty cool. Another game jam month and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool patch, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Ruinous Powers, you got to try them out. Everyone was like, I think realizing, wow, this is a not really as once I what I thought I wanted. I think was this
Yeah,
around this point.
the main thing that I mean, like kind of the end of Ruinous Powers was just that no one was super excited for it, and Loki it was the same prayer book.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone was like, "Yeah, add it, I guess," and no one was like, "Heck
yeah.
yeah, I can't wait."
Yeah, I don't think anyone was really excited for it. Everyone was kind of like,
Yeah,
okay, I guess this exists now.
yeah, true.
And then that's kind of what they said. They were like, oh, this isn't really exciting
They
for
just, I think
anyone.
that they just like rushed it too much. Something like a new prayer book in my mind is almost comparable to the new skill. Like that's something you have to work on for a long time because there's so much balancing. You can't just. It makes sense for it to be added with a quest, and that's fun. But save it for a quest in the future that you could like plan for a really long time ahead for.
Yeah, no,
It's too
absolutely.
rushed.
Yeah. Also, as a quick aside, this is the month where they added the B text, the
Yes.
text where you can change all the colors of your chat into like black and yellow like a
Oh
bee, or whatever
yeah.
color you want
Oh
your
my god,
chat
I
to
forgot
be.
that we could do that. Cute.
Yeah, so this is the month where they changed that. Also, they had the random music was added.
Oh yeah, you couldn't randomize your music before.
Yeah, before it was just stuck to whatever zone you were in.
That is, yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah. So, and I guess kind of as a final note,
You're not even gonna do the 28th? Look at the 28th.
no, I was gonna say as a final note, even though we mentioned forestry at the beginning of this month, they actually ended up just releasing it at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So this is when we got to real life beta test everything, but
My video did really well on Forestry Part 1. I
yeah,
made like 50 bucks. No,
huge.
that's a lot for me.
No, yeah, yeah. So this was pretty cool. This was actually, I think really well received, and I think they did a good job because it was
hmm
just making it so it's better to chop wood with everyone else. So they added that wood chopping buff or wood cutting buff, and they also added the rewards.
Yeah. I think that Part 1 was a success. Part 2 was the one that was a little people didn't like as
Yeah,
much.
part two they had in Discord stages calls, so that's probably why it failed. Also it had the tea brewing, campfire bonfires, leaves, and tertiary effects,
Yeah.
all of which
I
they
mean,
ended up getting rid
the
of.
campfires were added, but not the bonfires. And they're
Camp,
kind of added differently, I believe, than they originally said.
yeah, definitely. The only real things they added from this list of 6 things
For the rewards.
were the two-handed axe and the events.
That was another thing. We thought we were gonna get the two-handed axe, and they were like, "Nope." you're not until the next one, and the next
Yep.
one didn't come for like 4 months.
Yeah, that
That was
wasn't the
weird.
best. This is also the month where they had the old school roadmap where we could see that they planned on coming out with DT2, the Summer Summit, and then Deadman Apocalypse. I actually almost forgot about Deadman Apocalypse.
I thought Deadman was Bounty Hunter for a second. Whenever we were looking at,
What? What?
I forgot about Deadman.
You forgot about Deadman entirely?
Dude, we were talking about Bounty Hunter earlier, and at first I was like, I didn't even try this, and I was so excited. That was Deadman.
No, yeah.
I was excited for Bounty Hunter, but I was thinking of Deadman mode.
No, yeah, this was the end of the very end of the month
Oh,
was the first time they actually showed us the blog
oh, that was
for
exciting.
what Deadman Apocalypse would be.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this was like the first kind of like teaser for that, so that's
We
pretty
had
cool.
a lot of little event things last night, like Deadman and Leagues
Yeah.
and Bounty Hunter. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So this was cool. I always like seeing the roadmaps because at the time it showed that Forestry was being released. Then we could look forward to DT2, the Summer Summit, and then finally Deadman Apocalypse, so we can kind of like know what to expect.
Honestly, there's not much on this roadmap, but I think that's also impactful. It looks better than, for example, their other roadmap where they're
Oh
literally
my
including the
god.
Halloween event.
The
And I'm
Halloween
like,
event and the Christmas event, which
I
the
know.
Christmas event was a copy of many years ago Christmas event.
It's just you could tell they were trying to make it look bigger. And honestly, these four, they're such four big things that it looks more impactful than a lot of smaller things.
Yeah. So that is actually it
June.
for all of June. Yeah.
This is halfway through the year now. I mean, for me, the best was probably the forestry.
Yeah.
I actually was really enjoying it. My video did really well for it, so I have a special place in my heart for it now.
Yeah. They did slightly go over some of the sailing stuff in
Oh
this
yeah, they
update, but
did.
I mean,
They're still going over sailings.
yeah, it's hard to get excited about something so far away.
Yeah,
And
2025, I think they
yeah,
said.
2085, you're right. But yeah, I
Probably.
think for me, probably forestry.
Yeah,
I
Worshippers
thought
just
that
like
was
the
fun.
best.
Whenever that came out, I actually just did like wood cutting for like 5 days straight.
Yeah.
So
It was like it made me sad that I already got 99 wood cutting, but there's so much collection looks a lot stuff that I was like, okay, I still could do this.
yeah, exactly. So that's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be the winner for me, and that's gonna be it for
The
June.
first half of the year is
Yeah,
done.
we can jump into the second half, starting with July, and we are back.
Yep.
No updates, I don't think.
Yeah, no. So we could actually just jump straight into July. Was really hoping that this was gonna be like the midway point where we're like, oh my god, let's tell you guys what
Yeah,
happened.
there's a big update coming this
To be
month.
fair, I didn't check. I just feel like I would have seen it somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I will look on my phone when you say parts of the month because that'd be
Okay.
really funny if there's an update and we're just like totally oblivious.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go and just picture the scene. It's mid July. It's the 1st of July. It's hot. You're miserable. You're playing RuneScape just like every other day of your life. So, in July, that was so dark. I've been alone all day and I've been having car issues.
Okay.
Wait, I do have an update. Rats bit through
Oh
wires in my
yeah.
car, so my car is
Her
like
family members went through and bit all the wires
I
in
don't
her
have a car
car.
right now. My
So
insurance is gonna cover some of it supposedly, but my car is gonna not be here for a few days because literally rodents chewed through wires in it.
yeah, they need to replace one of the harnesses on her car.
They don't need to replace the harness. That would have been more.
Well, they do.
He said they're just gonna fix it.
They're just gonna fix it.
Yeah,
Wow, they're so
they
good.
are so good.
They're the best.
Yeah. Anyway,
What happened in July?
July, we got a better look at sailing and what kind of things we could expect. So that's whenever we first got to see like the rewards, the ship upgrades, and like the resources that we're gonna use. It's kind of like all the stuff that they're showing that's gonna combine with future stuff. I didn't check for sure, but I wonder if that was whenever they revealed Flupa. I just like Flupa.
It
I think
reminds
Flupa might have
me.
been the lore.
You saying Flupa just reminds me a lot of.
Flupa.
No,
You
of
know what that
like.
means?
Yes. No, it reminds me of like something from like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something like that.
Oompa Loompas.
Oh, maybe that's why.
There's something familiar. It might be Oompa Loompas, Floopas.
Nah, I forgot what movie it was. Oh, maybe it was like the Grinch or something. It's something we saw recently, or at least I
The
saw.
Who's?
Yeah, references recently.
Hmm.
Just because they say things weird, maybe it was that. I'm not sure.
Could be. But I love Floop already, so I can't wait for her. We also had just like really boring stuff like, well, this isn't boring. It was feedback to Deadman and Forge.
Really boring stuff. So Dead Man.
No, it was feedback to it. So it wasn't even like the releases, you know? Like we already had the releases.
Yeah.
We got Pull 80 revealed, which was like the one with all the big TOA
Which
changes.
they still haven't finished.
They didn't finish? I thought they finished them all. What do
No,
they have
actually,
left?
I saw a post today on the subreddit about some stuff that they still haven't implemented.
Wait, like, oh, the lava dragons.
Oh, not even just that. It was about I forgot what it was. It was something about like money storage or like a stash or something that they didn't
Oh,
add.
just something random that they forgot about?
Yeah, it's something that I mean passed the poll and they just still had it was two different things and they still haven't added
They
it.
probably literally forgot about it because of other things.
Yeah, someone in the top comment said RuneScape has or Jagex has the collective mind of a goldfish. So they probably just forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. But yeah, we got the lava dragon, which I don't think has been added either. But do you remember like how the lava dragon was also drama?
Yeah, well, cuz
It was
one,
kind of random.
I don't know anyone that's like I wish they would change the look of the lava dragons
So I'm
or
just
ever
gonna say
talked about
it. I'm
them.
just gonna say it. The new design was kind of cute.
I thought the old design was cool.
It was fine.
I thought it was more lava dragony than the new one.
Well, it just like you see the lava, and I just don't know how I feel about that. But to be fair, like I was looking at the Fire Cape Inferno Cape last night, and I was like, damn, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Like they're weird in theory, you know. There's fire capes, but it's cool because of what they mean. But objectively, it's kind of a weird cape. I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a hot take.
I mean, the coolest capes in the game almost certainly are going to be from
Cape of Skulls.
well, I guess that's kind of
I
cool,
like it.
but I think the coolest one is from
Like LMS or something.
yeah, LMS.
Yeah, I the animations because I think I don't know for sure. I can't remember right now, but I think that there's animation on the lava dragons of the lava moving, and just
Yeah,
like
I think so.
weird to me. I'm like, is that supposed to be like their blood? Like
No,
I
they're
don't.
lava dragons.
But like, is their skin see through or there's lava on top of their skin? Like, I don't understand.
Doesn't matter.
No, kind of maybe.
That's
Might
just
as
the way
well.
they are. You're really
I
judgmental of
am
these
very
lava
judgmental.
dragons.
But it was funny because right after we had like the whole fairy ring thing, that they were like, why don't you guys just add things? Like, you don't have to pull it first. Then the people were like, you need to pull this lava dragon, and also we hate it.
Yeah, they even provided another alternative.
It did because people were very upset about the lava dragon.
Yeah, I'm just weirded out because that'd be the same as being like, all right,
Like,
guys,
let's go your comparison.
we finally reworked the way the canoes look.
Like, oh,
I was like, what? What? This was really, who
was
even
this a
ordered? Who
concern?
even ordered this? This wasn't even on the menu when we looked at it.
I didn't even order any new canoes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who is? We're like looking down the order, unless maybe it's like a cheesecake factory menu. Maybe you got lost in
Yeah,
the
true.
sauce. But yeah, no one asked for this.
It's I think we said before, it's probably just someone wanted to leave something in the game, you know.
Weird.
Make their mark in it.
Yeah, I thought they looked fine. I thought the redesign didn't look as good.
I think it looks cute, but I recognize that they're like nostalgic. The old one is nostalgic and people like it for that reason. But whenever they did the pull 80 reveal, because they only did up to pull 80, they said how they were doing a stall on pull 81 to instead work on the chambers changes.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
They did say that. They did not say that it was going to be for the next 5 months. I don't
That
think that
should
they
have
said
been
that.
implied.
I guess so. Maybe 6 months. We'll see. I hope that they start at the new year with another quality of life poll. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
not the
don't know.
most confident, but yeah, they did tell us that that it was not going to be an 81st, which I forgot about. You know, we were talking a lot of crap about it earlier, and
Still, that's a long time,
it is
man.
a really long time. And I
And
don't.
the changes to chambers weren't that crazy.
No, they were really crazy actually, but I
Nah,
don't
I mean,
think that it was just a very long time for that.
oh, these are the two that people mentioned.
Okay.
So this passed. Should we rebalance the XP and GP per hour of the rogue's chest, as well as introduce a toggle option for the looting bag that'll stop blighted supplies from automatically being put into the bag?
They haven't
Which
added these yet?
no, they still haven't added these,
That's weird.
or at least I don't think they have.
At least someone on
They're
Reddit thinks
wilderness.
that they haven't.
They're wilderness stuff, so I mean, I wouldn't know.
Mhm.
I mean, I barely play the game, so I definitely wouldn't know. But as far as I've seen, this still hasn't been changed,
Okay.
and it's been 6 months.
Interesting.
And these aren't really big changes
They're
from what
very
I understand.
small. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gone to the wilderness to know if those worked either, but I mean, that's what someone was posting about.
Yeah, literally today.
Yeah. Either we are all three wrong or they haven't posted it yet,
Yeah,
which is possible. um Also in July we got the Torva redesign to make it look more old school, which we had a lot of like art drama this year, weirdly. People really don't like the redesigned Torva. I still think it looks fine. I think it was really funny because initially it had a little chicken neck if you're looking at it from the back. You
yeah.
could see the helmet and then this tiny little stick in your body.
I think it still looks better than what it used to look like. It used to
People like the
just
old
look.
one more.
I don't think so. I
I
don't.
think the new one's better.
I think it didn't fit into RuneScape at all. The old one.
I was looking at too, like it was showing pictures compared to like bandos and stuff, and it is just like way more like complicated looking than the rest.
Yeah.
I think it looks better for sure. Also right then they introduced the Blood Torva design, and that's all that really matters as far as Torva goes.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Blood Torva is just like the coolest thing in the
Yeah, I think
game.
everyone thinks. Well, everyone that I know thinks that Blood Torva looks really cool.
Yeah, because Torva honestly is kind of ugly. Even like the new Torva. It's just
Yeah.
like Bandos is like kind of cool, like you look like a little warrior. It's just not as rigid. Torva is very rigid, just like you're a rectangle. You are wearing a very basic suit of armor. But then they added like the designs to make it look better than like Rune.
Yeah. It's funny because this actually kind of reminds me of like a thing in World of Warcraft that a lot of people make fun of is not all of the sets definitely because there's so many sets in the game, but
Mhm.
it's like sometimes you'll come across shoulder pads in the game
Oh.
that are just really really ornate and
Mhm.
really really weird and you're like why are these in the game?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that where like the design just feels
That's how
weird.
Torva was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, even now compared to maybe it's just because it's so high quality, I think, compared to all the other
Yeah, you could
ones.
tell it's just a lot newer. The other ones are like old designs.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, I think if you like gave an HD like kind of rework or, retouching of the old gear, it wouldn't look as weird.
Mhm.
But all the other gear looks like really washed out and really old.
Especially bandos, like I love the design of bandos, but the colors are so dull and like
Yeah.
bland.
Yeah, exactly. Like clearly the new ones like even the gray has like high saturation.
hmm
So it's like it just looks really different.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I wouldn't even. Yeah, no, Blood Torva reveal. Also in July we got
Yeah.
DT2. It was
Big
released.
release.
Yeah, the Blood Torva was a little bit of a teaser. So we got Duke, Leviathan, Whisper, and Vardorvis, and we ended up also getting the Awakened bosses versions of them, and people racing to get Blood Torva. I
Yeah.
think that only took a day or something for the fastest
Yeah, it
person.
didn't take that long.
People are so good at this game. It's just like actually insane. But DT2 was like a very big release, so we got a lot of new things from that. The Ring of Shadows, 4 new best in slot rings. Still don't own any of those. Virtus robes, the Soul Reaper axe, and the Ancient Scepter upgrades. I really still want the rings,
And then get them.
but there's other stuff I want more.
Okay.
My cash looks like 40 mil right now, so it's a low priority.
I saw someone made a post today about it was in the OSRS flipping subreddit
Mhm.
about the crashing of bonds. I don't know how
Are they finally crashing?
I don't know how permanent it was, but they were 11 mil like yesterday when we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
it, and then they were 9 mil today.
9 mil still so much.
Yeah.
Take me back to 6. Oh god. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to share a little memory whenever DT2 came out. I was not looking up anything. I didn't want to see what any of the bosses looked like ahead of time. And I saw a tweet that I thought might have been a joke because I was like, that's the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And that's how I saw the Duke early. I saw it and I was like, there's literally no way they added this guy to the game. And it was just a picture like him as a circle, like smiling, like, and I was like, no way. And I love him and I want him real bad. I would like a plush of him. But I remember literally seeing him and being like, that's so ugly. Why would they add it?
That's messed up, man.
And then I started seeing people make jokes about being like the Dukes from like Manchester and stuff. And I was like, damn, that's brutal. Maybe we'll run into him at RuneFest if we're able to go.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And also in July, we got the Forestry Part 2 community consultation. And that's, I think after that is when everyone was like, hey, we don't want any of this stuff. And they like seriously got rid of a lot of things for Forestry
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah, they really didn't want it, and for a good reason because
Yeah.
it sucked.
All right. Best part of July.
Best part of July, I mean, I guess it has to be DT2.
Duh.
I was gonna say Pole 80 because they never finished it, so I can keep talking about it.
Well, the TOA changes were really big. Like they're very handy.
Were they?
Yeah. It's like the making the monkey room better and stuff.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
about.
There is a few changes. That's the main one that I liked.
Oh yeah, I was definitely just joking. My favorite
Yeah.
one was Blood Torva. I think it's one of the
Oh
better
my
looking
god.
sets in the game.
It is. It's so funny because I never liked how Torva looked. I obviously want to upgrade to it, but now that Blood Torva's out, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get that
Yeah,
someday.
it looks cool, and I like that it's purely cosmetic too.
Yeah, I like the purely cosmetics, the untradeable ones.
Yeah,
Um, so my favorite was DT2, obviously, but I mean, choosing a favorite from DT2, I really like Leviathan. I
yeah.
hated Leviathan at first. I don't know if you remember. I despised it and said it was
What
my
was
least
what
favorite.
was your favorite one at first?
My favorite at
We said it
first.
before.
Oh, I don't remember for sure, but I feel like it might have been like Vardorvis because I got that KC quick.
Yeah,
But then it's funny because going back, Vardorvis I probably struggle with the most now. But at the time, Vardorvis I think was the one I got quickest during the quest, and then Leviathan after the quest. I was having such a hard time with it, and now Leviathan's like by far my favorite.
yeah.
So yeah, it's weird.
I
I always
haven't
say
done
that.
any of the bosses, but
Appearance wise,
my original favorite was Whisper,
Whisper is a really
but
cool fight.
now my favorite is Duke.
I like Duke too.
Yeah,
I mean, the first part sucks, whatever, running around and stuff. But I mean, is it that bad? And you just get a little blob following you around,
yeah.
potentially.
I already have one, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. But what happened in
Anyway,
August?
in August, we got the DT2 drop rates because they made us wait for that.
Yeah, and everyone that was actually kind of controversial in and of
Oh
itself
my god, the ring?
because that was the first time they ever added. Well, I guess kind of the first time they ever added
The hidden.
the hidden 3 drops.
Yeah, this. So if you somehow don't know about this or don't remember, they made it so like whenever you get the ring drop, you technically had like two maybe drops before that they counted but are invisible, so you can't see how many maybe drops you had, and you get it on the third.
Yeah.
So
So you
it's
technically had to get the same drop 3 times before you
yeah,
really got it.
but there's no way of telling how many you've gotten before.
Yeah.
So you're like, probably I've gotten two, but maybe you have gotten zero. There's no way to know.
Yeah, there's still no way to know.
Still controversial. I still kind of wish that they would have been like, you have a feeling you almost got lucky or something, so you could keep track. Because I just like keeping track of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't really go to the bosses too much, so it will annoy me someday once I start really grinding for it. It's still weird though. It's not my favorite
Yeah.
drop style.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. It doesn't make any sense to me, honestly.
You
There's
think they
no good
should?
reason.
Do you think that they should still do like the three and just tell you, or make it more rare and do a one?
It wouldn't matter either one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just if it was one, people would get crazy lucky immediately, and they didn't want that
Yeah.
because it's kind of fun to make people work for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it would have made more sense if they did it in like 3 pieces, or they're all like, there's like, I don't know, yeah, like you get a lucky feeling or something, and you have to keep track of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, something else that wasn't just invisible.
No, yeah, because you see people with screenshots of like a lot of KC, and they're like, surely I have two. I think that they could like kind of check what's on similar tables, but I don't know if it's like 100% accurate in trying to track it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of concerned for whenever I want to go to like green log those bosses. It's gonna be rough. Whatever. We also got the mobile UI rework overview in the first talk of the mobile betas, which took so long to actually get working. But the mobile stuff, I remember that was looking pretty nice. I mean, I was really excited about this. In August, we got the Summer Summit roadmap reveal.
yeah,
The roadmap itself, not all of it was the most exciting, but it had some really big ones. So it had in total Deadman mode, which was already out when they posted this. Chambers changes, Path of Gloffrey, Forestry Part 2, the Halloween event, Leagues, the Christmas event, mid-level PVM update, and Varlamore.
yeah. The only actually interesting things from this entire thing was the Path of Gloffrey, Leagues. I guess technically the mid-level PVM stuff,
Which we still haven't
and
got.
then Varlamore. No, we still haven't.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was just straight up wrong.
Well, they said Varlamore will be in early 2024, and that the other stuff would be in winter, and it's still winter. It's only been winter for a few
Yeah,
weeks.
so it's not coming. I
When
mean,
are we getting on the winter summit? Like, it was in November last year, right? I'm confused.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it was whenever we were in the Netherlands or around then.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm really confused if there's just like not going to be one, or I know it's still not really winter that much, but it just feels like we should have had it.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, they haven't said anything about anything.
Yeah, not that I can
So
remember at least.
yeah, so I doubt that's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it felt, this is what we were talking about earlier. It felt kind of lame because they added a bunch of stuff as filler. Like,
Yeah, so we already had Deadman out. Chambers changes we knew about. Forestry Part 2 we knew about. Halloween and Christmas event were already happening.
and Christmas event was even a copy of
The Halloween
last so many
event was a
years.
copy of last year.
The Halloween event was a copy of last year, and then the Christmas event was a copy
Well,
of like 15
was
years
it
ago.
actually a copy? They said that they were going to, but I didn't confirm if it was.
I
If
didn't
maybe
confirm.
everyone
It
peer
was
pressured
from,
them into it.
regardless, it was from a really long time ago, technically. So
Or they were planning to at least.
yeah,
Yeah, and then the mid-level PVM I think we knew about, but I mean, that's still cool. Varlamore, I think Leagues and Varlamore, definitely the two biggest things. Especially Varlamore, because that's something completely new. Like I'm actually so excited for that. And I forgot that that was a community idea.
yeah, someone
Yeah.
invented that a long time
That
ago.
is so cool. I can't wait for that. So Varlamore, we're getting also the Fortis Coliseum, which is the new wave-based mini game. The Hunter Guild, which I'm hoping somehow they put capybaras in there eventually in our lifetime.
Sure.
The Perilous Moons quest and a new dungeon with PVM that they said will be reminiscent of Barrows. Is that going to be
Yeah.
the low-level PVM or mid-level?
I think yeah, I think so. If I had to
I didn't
guess.
think about that. Just give us the rat boss. But yeah, like actually a lot of cool stuff revealed. Not I wish that they would just made the roadmap look smaller like they did in the summer because I think it would have looked more impactful.
Yeah.
But the stuff that is new was like very cool, I will say. Also new in August was the plushies announcement and going on sale. I looked at those again and I was like, oh, kind of wish I would have gotten one. They're really cute, but also I'm broke, so that's okay.
Oh
I'm sure
well.
that they'll do something similar in the future.
They were cool, but I didn't like them enough to get them. I feel like if they were like a
What do you
cool
think? What
monster
yeah?
or
What do you think it would
something.
need to be to make you want it?
Well, nothing really, but like there's nothing that I'm like, oh, I need to have that or
Yeah,
whatever.
they were cute, but I honestly kind of like the community plushies more.
Yeah.
So like Rice Bunny makes them and Witchy makes them, and I like theirs more kind of because they do like monsters and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like maybe if it was like a Chinchompa
Yeah,
or something like that, then maybe I would have been more inclined because it was just like the only ones there were
people.
people.
I'm more interested in animals than people.
Like even Bob the Cat wasn't really like cat like. It was just Bob the Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean what else did they have? Wise Old
Neve,
Man, Neve, and the Gnome Boy.
the gnome child was kind of cute because he looked weird.
Yeah,
But
I
like
guess
in
so.
general, if I'm getting a plush, I'd rather it be a character and animal than like a person.
Yeah, like if they had like a plushimal that was the Chinchompa, then
Can you imagine if they did a squishable of the Chinchampa?
yeah, that's what I meant.
That would sell like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So
All to me.
I feel like I just would have preferred that probably.
I agree. We also got sailing locked in pole, which I mean,
It was
of
kind
course
of
it
a
was gonna
it was
pass.
a joke of a poll. Like
Yeah.
who at this point is gonna be like, no, we totally
Well,
don't
some people
like.
thought it was rigged. I don't think it was rigged. I voted yes, even though I was still hey.
I mean, I think it was kind of rigged in like the same way. And I'm making this analogy because I've been listening to podcasts about this, so it isn't like that random to me. But I was like, kind of like, whenever dictators have like those fake votes of like who's gonna be in power next, and it's like, all right, hopefully everyone votes yes or you'll die. And so it's kind of like not rigged,
What?
but like, what else would you really vote for?
Robert really just said Jagex is a bunch of dictators who are gonna kill us if we don't vote for
Okay.
Sally. I think that's how some people think, Rover.
Well, no. I mean, it's like, what are you really gonna be? Do you really think the majority is gonna be like, no, actually,
Well,
go
it's
back and we want to see the
no, I
other
know what you mean
ones?
because the no would probably be like now we don't get a skill for a long time.
Yeah,
Not we die, but we We don't get anything cool for a while.
Yeah, so it's like there's pretty much a 0% chance that you get a majority vote for
Mhm.
no. And even
Yeah,
if you get a majority vote for no, it doesn't mean that you'll get the skill that you want anyways.
exactly. So it's kind of just risking it when potentially they'll
So,
just give us nothing in return.
yeah, it's really just like a lose scenario if you don't
Yeah.
like sailing.
We got the first ideas for chamber scaling and scouting, the ones that did not go through, but the ones that inspired the much better chambers changes. So that blog was important for that reason.
Oh, that came out this month?
Yeah, they came out in August.
Nice. Yeah,
It took them
because
like months to add
when
all
they
these.
first were like, "Oh, let's add scaling and
Yeah, you're gonna have to like
scouting."
pay for it. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, and I
I
was
was
all
okay
like,
with it, but Robert thought it was
I
weird.
was like, "Oh, this is really dumb. Why don't they just, fix the actual problem instead of being like it reminds me of the that infomercial where he's just like slapping that tape on everything.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Slam.
Yeah, he just slaps it on. He's like, "There we go, we fixed it," but it's really he's just slapping the tape on top of a problem he created.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what Jagex was
Yeah.
doing.
And it was great though because it's like they were listening to you and right afterwards they were like, "Actually, we're just going to change everything."
Like, actually, a lot of you thought that this was really dumb, and
Yeah.
so we're not gonna do it. I was like, "Wow, they actually did that."
That was actually nice that they
Yeah.
seemed to listen. We got a look at everything from Dead Man mode and the first reveals of like, oh, I forgot to write down what it's called. The where all the little NPCs like burst out.
All the NPCs burst out. Alien?
Kind of. The alien they come through the portals and there's a lot of NPCs. What do they call it? The chasms.
No, they were riffs.
The rifts.
The chasms.
Maybe.
Nice. Huge.
Yeah, so we got the DMM announcements. I was actually very DMM's the one I was excited for that then I ended up not really playing at all because I felt like I started late.
Yeah.
We also got a first look at the leagues for rewards, and that's whenever they showed us the dens that they try to take away from us sneakily.
Yeah.
But I still love them. I still want botany because I'm waiting till leagues is officially over and everyone's buying stuff so they're extra cheap at the GE. So I'm very excited for that still. I love the rewards from it personally. And we got our first look at the Scar Essence mine. Still never used that. Loki forgot that it happened.
Yeah,
But
because
I
like
think
I
it's an
said, it
iron
was gonna
thing.
be iron slash
Yeah.
dead on arrival.
It's
So
nice for other people potentially. And we got the TOA changes added to the game, which I mean, I know you don't think were that great, but they were really, really great. I swear they were.
no, I think they're fine.
You were like, "Oh yeah, I heard they were okay." You were like hesitating to believe me.
I mean, I just didn't remember that that's when they came out.
Okay. They also add some more pull 80 things like Pyramid Plunder. The scepter drop rate has been wrong. I don't know how that got missed,
Yeah,
but they fixed
apparently it
it.
got rarer the higher level you were for some
I
reason.
don't understand how that went
Yeah, that's
unnoticed.
kind of a weird thing.
That was a really weird one. But yeah, that was it.
It took the community being like, "Yeah, you guys are lying."
It's hard to tell because it's like, am I just going dry or is this a mistake?
Well,
It
apparently
takes
there
a
were so
while.
many people that were having the
But they
same
investigated and
problem.
were like, oh, yeah, never
They're
mind.
like, "Oh, yeah, these numbers were
Whoops.
wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy."
That's crazy. But that was it for August. What do you think best?
Pretty lackluster month in my
August?
opinion. Yeah.
I
I
mean, they
mean,
got
the
the summer summon announcements. I was gonna say I think that the coolest was probably Varlamore.
I guess the coolest for me was probably the Chambers changes, I guess.
Really? I thought you might say leagues because you actually did leagues, but it didn't come out yet.
Yeah, Leagues didn't come out,
Yeah, it was just the
so
announcement.
yeah. No, yeah, probably Dead Man. Or not Dead. I was looking at Dead Man. But yeah, probably the chamber stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
Cuz yeah, I thought
they
it
were
was
necessary.
yeah, I thought a lot of them were I was glad that they listened to the changes
Hmm.
and the changes were better than what they had initially said by a lot.
Yeah, I was fine with the initial ones, and then once they did these, I was like, these make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And also, like I've said so many times, I'm just such a yes man with stuff in this game. I'm not critical enough. I really should be. Yeah, I think the coolest was the Varlamore announcement, just because it's something totally new that I'd never even heard of, and I don't think I've been in RuneScape when there's been like a big like area reveal like that before. Or if I was, it's when I wasn't really that into it, so I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Because they
So I'm
came out with
excited.
Corinne and Kebos slightly before we started
Yeah.
playing more seriously.
Even whenever we first started playing more seriously, we were members, like not, or we were not members at first for a few months too.
I was.
You got members and I copied you.
I got members on Tutorial Island.
You made a second account, remember? You made a different one that we used to play at McDonald's before we moved in together.
What are you talking about? I made my account and joked about getting members on Tutorial Island and did it.
Yeah, but you did that at your PC.
Okay.
We listen. We played it mobile together before we lived together.
Yeah.
But we didn't get that into it until the next year when we lived together.
Okay. I don't. You might be right. I don't know.
I don't want to fight right now.
Okay.
But you're wrong. Anyway, moving on September, your birthday month.
Okay.
You said for May, you said something about me. September, your birthday month, and also when you found you had a COVID right before we were supposed to go out of town, and it was a bummer. Still have those tickets though that we could go use someday. So the plushies went live. I think that I wrote that down for August as well. So there really wasn't much in September.
No, they kind of just kept reminding us about the plushies.
Yeah, they remind us about the plushies every week until they were gone, which I mean makes sense. We also got Path of Galofri released, which was actually like kind of a cool quest. That was a little bit of a new area, but not like a whole region.
Yeah, I don't really remember that at all.
Yeah, I forgot about Path of Galofri. Well, the main draw from it, the Warp Scepter, is like a mid-level thing. Like I'll get it for the collection log eventually, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't need it.
no one will ever use that item.
People use it who are irons and like mid-level.
Sure.
Yeah, people do it. People grind it for that.
Sure,
But like
sure.
I'm late game, main game, so I don't really need
I
it.
still feel like if I was Iron, I'd rather just get my Slayer to 91.
Was it 91?
Oh, not 91. What is it?
Oh,
Like
Kraken
80,
87 or
87?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what's the Serb?
Yeah, I'd rather go kill
I'd rather
Serb.
go kill Serb and just not have a staff.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would definitely rather probably just get my Slayer to 87.
Dang.
So
Okay.
I
Sassy.
don't like doing the quest in this game, man.
Quest Helper's nice.
It's the number one reason that I like didn't end up doing a lot of things on leagues is because I just
There's some questing that you had to
bruh,
do.
they suck.
I don't like that to get access to TUA you had to do the quest.
There's so many quests in the
There are a
game.
lot of quests. September we also had the DMM ending and the winners announced for that. We did not watch the ending because
I did.
oh yeah, we were gonna not watch it because we were gonna be out of town, and then I slept through it, and
Yeah.
you watched it at your desk while you were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like on your birthday or something, or around then. And then we also had all the drama from the mining controversy. So the Duke mining.
This is when it started.
This is where all the mining drama started, was back in September, because that's whenever they did the shooting star changes.
Yeah, so whenever Duke came out, people were AFKing at Duke for 10,000 XP per hour, but you could stay there forever.
And that pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah. And then right after that, Shooting Stars changes
Yeah,
because of this.
They got rid of the Duke stuff and they made shooting stars easier to get to. So then, or like, so that they don't deplete as fast. So then everyone could go and do that instead. They ended up having to change shooting stars as well because it was too good.
Yeah.
But I got 99 while they were still really good. So I was happy about that.
Nice.
Yeah, but September was all the drama. It was only 3 months ago. Is it? It's January. It was only 4 months ago.
Yeah, but what else?
We had the Scar Essence Mine added to the game. It was just the announcement before. August was, it seemed like a lot in August, but it was actually mostly just announcements, to be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of that's why it's like hard to go by the list of blogs because there's a lot of blogs that like nothing happens.
Yeah, you think stuff's happening, and it's like in 4 months.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so nothing really happened after that.
Well, there was one small one that I liked, which says it's such a minor one. The skill guide updated, so it doesn't interact your actions anymore.
Yeah.
So that one's nice because you could click around while you're fishing. Because usually you're just like, all right, can't click anything, just stare. So I would like it if they made so you could look at like your combat achievements while doing stuff.
Yeah, is that still not in the game?
I don't think so. I mean, to be fair, I haven't tried, but I'm pretty sure it will interrupt your actions if you click on that or collection log.
Yeah, I just figured whenever they added it so that you could look at your skills while doing other stuff, they just made it so it works for everything, but I haven't checked, so.
Think so, but I'm gonna go check later because now I'm curious because that's something I always want to look at is like my CAs. I'll literally just look it up on the wiki instead of looking in game, so I don't have to interrupt what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I have another separate list. Michelle's gonna mention it. I have a separate list. You can't see it, but a bunch of stuff that I
I
wrote
love it because
down.
it looks like just a blank white paper. He didn't actually write anything
I know
down.
it
He's
still looks white. It
crazy.
still looks white.
Turn it around. You gotta let focus.
Oh, there we
If
go.
you're
Two
looking on
things.
YouTube. Hey, there are words.
There we go. So it's like a short little piece of paper.
Hand me my phone and I'm gonna check that there was no update this week because that'd be really funny. Oh wait, our favorites in September.
Oh, our favorite in September.
Shooting star changes because it helped me get 99 quickly. Easy.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah.
But that's also whenever they introduced that is whenever all the servers started dying.
Oh yeah, like people were at Inferno and then a shooting star would land there and they would just have so much lag that they'd die.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because it didn't happen to me. If it happened to me, I'd be very sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, to be honest.
All right, so moving in to October, we had the additional stuff for scouting and scaling, but yeah, obviously, like a lot of this didn't end up happening
Yeah.
for the scouting part. I think eventually they did end up adding the scaling,
Not
but
quite the same. I think that they were charging for
yeah,
it.
before it used to cost gold, but now
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't cost anything,
Yeah.
which I still kind of think it doesn't make sense, but
I kind of agree. But I mean, I know that I'll benefit from it, so I don't want to complain too much.
yeah. This is also when they, I mean, most people won't really care about this, but I feel like it was kind of a big change, so I'll
Hmm.
talk about it. Where in World 45 for Permanent Dead Man, they actually moved a lot of the changes
Oh
from
yeah.
the Apocalypse server over to this one, and they actually made it so that there's a possibility of you not losing XP when you die, which is okay in Apocalypse, but in a permanent world, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I can't believe that was like ever even a thing.
Yeah, and so they added that. They also added a few other things to make it a little bit better in general. So
Hmm.
for any of the permanent Deadman enjoyers, then they added that.
Nice.
Also, they added a release date for Leagues 4.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
We were very excited.
Yeah. This is also when there was like a little bit of drama regarding the person that like got
Oh,
like hacked for their entire bank, which was like 3 billion GP or something like that.
yeah.
And then they got it all back magically from Jagex. So,
Yeah, and they usually
and
do not
then
do that.
yeah, and so that was just a whole like weird thing, and also, yeah, that was just weird in general.
Yeah, they were like a bigger content creator,
Yeah,
so people thought they were just getting special treatment.
yeah, exactly, because they pretty much never do that, and even in their like code of conduct, they say that they will never do that, and then they just did it, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Also, this was a pretty big reveal month in my opinion because
The Halloween.
no, because they give you a first look at the Fortis Coliseum as
Yeah.
well as the rewards.
Oh, cool. We haven't looked at the rewards for Forest Coliseum in so long.
Yeah, so this was the new best in slot quiver, which is like
Hmm.
a cape essentially.
New Avas.
Yeah, essentially it's just a new Avas, and they also showed what the new armor is going to look like. So that was pretty cool, and they
Oh
also kind of
yeah.
talked about the gameplay, how glory is going to work, which is kind of like a rating system, and then the glaive of Rallo. So there was a bunch of
Oh yeah,
stuff.
and a new rune.
Yeah, yeah,
I totally forgot about all of
the
this.
Sunfire runes and stuff like that. So there was definitely a lot revealed in this one. So that was pretty exciting. And then, like you said, they had a
Halloween.
Halloween update halfway through the month. So that was pretty cool. What do you think of the Halloween event this time?
It was exactly the same as last year.
Okay, well there we go.
The rewards were cute. There was like a little spider hat that I liked, and then the spider web cape.
Spider Cape, yeah,
I liked that.
yeah. And then they had the upcoming changes. Well, now
Old
existing
changes.
changes for shooting stars, which fixed the server lag, which I
Yeah.
still think is a really dumb fix.
Isn't that whenever they announced that they were kind of nerfing it?
Yeah, so they
It was a
well
good month.
they rebalanced it and they also made it so that it's less wave based but still not permanent, which would have just fixed the problem to begin with.
That's what you wanted, yeah.
Yeah, still doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Um so they quote unquote fixed shooting stars and the servers went back to normal because apparently, I mean, yeah, anytime people would hop servers, it was a problem for a few weeks where the server would pretty much just be unavailable.
Well, yeah, because like 1,000 people would hop at the same time.
Yeah, so it didn't really make any sense. Speaking of things that didn't really make any sense at
Wow.
first, we have
Oh,
Forestry Part 2. Eventually, it was changed into the version we now know, which is
Yes.
really just them adding the two-handed axe as well as some more events.
Yeah.
They
And the
also,
pet transmog though.
yeah, they added the pet transmog, and honestly, one of the best parts is that they changed some of the forestry item or the shop item stuff.
Oh, how they're gonna get rid of some now?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
still haven't done it yet, but man, I can't wait.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool because they realized that a lot of people just aren't gonna go through the trouble of having to buy all of the event
Oh yeah,
things.
exactly.
So yeah, I'm glad that they actually ended up doing that or planning on
Yeah.
doing it at
We kind of
least.
got an AFK fire making method from that as well with the
Yeah,
campfires.
you can finally use the campfires. I think you're supposed to get 2/3 of the experience or something like
It's like a
that.
third to two thirds. It's much less. You are better off doing other stuff. It's just if you don't want to pay attention.
Yeah. Also, like I said, a really big reveal month because we got the first look at Perilous Moons, the new
Hey.
quest for Varlamore. On
Yeah.
top of that, there's actually a lot that goes into this because it showed the quest, but also these are the Barrows style bosses,
Yeah.
and they are going to reward three entire combat sets.
Oh my gosh. I kind of like forgot about
Yeah,
everything.
they were going to add a new potentially best in slot offhand.
Oh. Oh, they did they
They
just have
removed it.
they did?
Yeah.
I don't remember them removing it.
Yeah, because they thought that it would have made like slash items like too good or something like that, and they ended up removing it later until they
Oh.
can like rework it to like make sense.
Lame.
Yeah, unfortunate,
They
but yeah, it's pretty cool. They are adding those three sets though, or potentially adding those three sets. I
do
think
look really nice as well.
yeah, they're really interesting. So I'm honestly down for anything that's more interesting than just left clicking, without really having to think about anything.
True.
So that's pretty cool. Really just not much else to talk about. There's a Gazette and a showcase, but
Yeah, which
that's
hadn't
about it.
happened for months by this point.
Yeah. Then moving into
Oh wait,
no.
our
Oh well, yeah, our favorite. Yeah,
favorites.
our favorites. Yeah,
It was a pretty crazy month.
yeah, probably Halloween.
Man, everything was just look at that except for like forestry. I mean, I was very excited about all the Chambers blogs, even though it didn't end up happening like that. I thought it was something cool. But I mean, Perilous Moons. Perilous Moons got to be number one. Barrow's similar and like all this. I don't know. It all just sounds really cool. And just looking at it again in all the outfits, I'm like, that looks nice.
Yeah, for me, it's probably the Fortis Coliseum.
Yeah,
Just because I
I'm
think
already intimidated by that.
just because it looks like a cool idea, and the rewards I thought were kind of interesting, even though I didn't like all of them.
Hmm.
So yeah, probably that one.
It's gonna be so hard. I'm
Oh,
scared.
eventually, yeah. Once you get to the
Yeah,
later rounds, probably.
I'm just like still struggling, just thinking about doing Inferno. So if I do another wave based thing, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm sure this one will surely definitely not take 90 minutes. Just kidding, it probably
only
will.
3 hours this time.
Yeah. Moving into November, there's actually kind of a lot of stuff going on in November.
To make up
Um,
for the nothing in December.
yeah, definitely a lot of stuff going on actually because they had additional FAQs and teasers for leagues, which was coming out in this same month.
Hmm.
And they also had some additional forestry tweaks. And honestly, the first part of the month was kind of light on stuff. It was really
Yeah.
just some polls and stuff like that. But they did randomly at the last second give us a look at a new boss.
Scarious.
Yeah. So the new Rat King mid-level PVM boss. This is the one that added the rat bone weaponry.
Yeah, dude, I kind of forgot about Scarious, and we were talking about in like the first half of the year, the mid level, and I'm like, we still haven't even gone on that. Scarious is gonna be our mid level.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
And it'll be out soon-ish, I guess.
TM.
Yeah. Hopefully. But anyways, he's supposed to teach members how to, or newer members how to, well, I
Deal with
guess
different mechanics.
not even newer members, but yeah,
I don't
lower
think he's free to
level,
play.
lower level combat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not just because I mean there are people I guess that technically only skill. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that's I guess that's what I meant.
You meant to say low level PvM.
Yeah, low level PVMers, and yeah, so it'll teach you how to do overheads and
Yeah.
potentially weapon swapping and stuff like
I'm just
that.
excited for the rat pet.
And a rat pet.
I'm
They
gonna grind this
they
pet.
confirmed that there is going to be a rat pet.
Thank God.
Actually, this is I mean kind of in surprisingly in contention for my favorite thing this month, and it's the Varlamore activities and Corinne changes.
Really, you're that into it?
Just because I like that it seems interesting and cool, and it's because it added a bunch of skilling stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the agility being different seems nice.
Yeah, so I added
The
a
change from
new
running in the circles.
like a Varlamore agility course, as well as like different activities.
Hmm.
So they added a new outfit.
Still not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, so they added a new graceful outfit. So
Hmm.
this actually looks really cool. And on top of that, they added mining, prayer, thieving, all those different kinds of leveling techniques, and they all kind of go together.
It's nice because those are like some very those are like some of the skills that you just do one thing over and over till you get 99. There's not much variety. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, I definitely think that'll hopefully be a cool new way to do it. This is also kind of like a love hate thing because I didn't like this second part that they posted,
Hmm.
which was them changing the Corinne favor and tying it to a bunch of quests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But that
and
got changed back.
that definitely got changed a little bit later on, so that now it's not tied to quests except for like one of them or
Yeah.
something like that.
Robert hates stuff being locked behind quests.
Everyone hated it. That's why they changed it.
I didn't mind because I'm a quest game.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine.
Every like lower level and or Iron Man was like, "Oh, this sucks. Cool."
Especially like restricted accounts is like, can they even finish all those? Are they even allowed to?
Yeah.
Like what?
They're also making some more changes to the way you can transport and teleport around Corinne, which is nice because currently the best
It's a
way is
pain.
either the mine carts, which is kind of weird, and or just the book that'll teleport you around.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot more charges for it.
Yeah.
I haven't charged mine in months.
And then, of course, it's kind of hard to miss. Leagues 4 came out on November 15th.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, so this was Trailblazer Reloaded.
Do
Pretty
you do
much,
you remember day one how beautiful it was?
yeah, it was pretty fun on day one.
Yeah, I remember calling you and saying I'm gonna play for half an hour and then I'm gonna edit. I played the next like 12 hours.
Yeah,
I did not stop. It was
yeah.
so fun.
It was definitely a fun league. It was, for anyone that doesn't know or remember, it was a rehash of the second league that
Hmm.
was a lot of people's favorite league. And I think it was pretty successful. It was better than the
Yeah,
last one for sure, and probably better than the first one. I don't recall,
probably
but
better than the
probably.
next one.
Yeah, probably. But it's funny because it took them over a year to do this one, and
It was just a redo.
everyone told them, after it was clear that they weren't going to put on another one, why don't you just redo one of the old ones? And they
Hmm.
eventually did, so many months after everyone suggested it. But I mean, there were a lot of quality of life improvements to this league over previous ones, so
Yeah,
I guess that's cool.
it was just weird that we waited this long and it was a redone version of it.
Yeah, I mean, it felt different enough, but it was the same,
Yeah,
right?
kind
So
of strange.
yeah, pretty
I
cool.
still loved it though.
And then this one actually had the Chambers Reserve
Yeah,
changes. So
they're so good.
this was the month they actually had it. There was like 3 to 5 million months of lead up, but eventually they added it, and this was the patch that had all of the quality of life stuff in it. So they made it so Scavenger Beasts actually drop a reasonable and
Consistent
reliable
drops.
amount of drops. They also made it so Tecton. This was the one where they made him easier, but in a way that everyone voted on.
Yeah,
So that was pretty
make it
cool.
his like defense a little bit easier.
Yeah, they did both things actually
Oh
at
yeah,
the end
that
of the
did
day.
too.
Yeah, so they made him a lot easier. They also made Crabs a little less annoying. Ice Demon isn't the
Stackable kindling.
yeah. Ice Demon isn't the worst mini like
Dude,
puzzle of all time.
Ice Demon Thieving, who wants to bank their entire inventory to go and get wood?
Yeah, no one.
No, no one wants to.
They made thieving easier, and then they thought it was too strong, so they nerfed it, and
And
then
then they
they
brought it back,
they
right?
brought it back. So kind of a weird roller coaster. They also made things like Vespula more reliable on what you might get from her.
Oh yeah, but he started getting overloads from everyone.
Overloads from a bunch of different mobs, and
Yeah.
also they just generally made the boss a bit easier. So
Heck
that was
yeah.
pretty cool. Same thing with Vasa, essentially, and overall made the whole raid just a little bit nicer to do.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, definitely a lot
I've
better.
done a few and it's nice.
Besides that, there was really just a couple other updates for leagues,
Hmm.
so really not much to talk about. And they partnered for the first time to finish off the month with Top Trumps, which I guess is like a little card game,
Yeah.
and you could get your own and play with your friends, I guess, for the holidays if that's what you wanted to do.
I would again like to say that saying old school RuneScape boss top trumps is the worst sentence.
Yeah,
It does not roll off your tongue at all. It's not smooth. It's very
yeah.
don't like it.
Honestly, Top Trumps is probably one of the top five like worst names for a like card game,
It
board game
doesn't sound
slash
like
thing.
a card game.
No, it
It
doesn't.
sounds like a trumpet.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then December there was the by
Favorite
far
favorite November.
mine was Varlamore stuff.
Leagues.
Yeah.
Not even leagues.
No.
Well, mine was leagues.
I thought the Varlamore stuff was cool. Leagues is cool, but it goes away.
I was
And
loving leagues though.
I think thieving and mining need more help, and it cannot be overstated how much help they need.
Well, they really do.
But yeah. Besides that, December an extremely light month for
Man,
updates.
it's looking weak.
Very, very light month. And by that I mean there was no changes or updates besides Christmas and League's tweaks.
Was there really?
Yeah, there was no actual patches.
I mean, we probably got some typos fixed or something.
Yeah. So I mean there was additional Leagues changes in the beginning of the month. In the middle of the month we got the Christmas event, which was a rehash from so many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then the really only interesting thing, which is definitely going to be my favorite, which is the
Oh,
rebalance patch.
you just want the thing gone.
Well, this is the Project Rebalance blog that they put out talking about rebalancing a ton of stuff, including skills like mining and thieving, but also probably the big ticket items were them talking about the buffing of the scythe and the nerfing of the fang.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I really take the thing everywhere. That's gonna be a change.
Yeah, so this was a really, really long blog
Mm-hmm.
that had a lot of changes. And honestly, I was kind of more excited about the other changes and not so much about the scythe and the fang.
Really?
Yeah, just because like it's obvious what should happen to them.
Oh, the other ones are more new and exciting. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
stuff people have
the
been
other ones
saying
I'm like,
forever.
how are they gonna revamp mining? How are they gonna
True.
make thieving not just left clicking mobs forever?
Mm-hmm.
And the scythe, I mean, everyone's like, oh, you should buff the scythe.
Yeah.
It's a 500 million GP item.
Yeah, the other stuff are more like potential for cool new things, whereas this is just finally they're doing what everyone waited for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
And I'm sure they're not going to remove the Fang from the game, even though they should. But I mean, it's going to get nerfed. Like
Yeah.
it's not really a big secret.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, though, there was an annual survey, and then maybe your favorite is the reveal of RuneFest 2024.
I want to be my favorite, but also it's my least favorite, in that I feel like 10 months was not enough of a heads up, and I still don't have enough time. Still feel that way.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be close if we're able to go.
Oh, I need to go make a video. I need to go make money.
Yeah, my favorite's definitely gonna be Project Rebalance. That was definitely really interesting.
You were right, mine's RuneFest.
Yeah.
Even if I don't go, like I know so many people who are gonna go, and I think that they're gonna have a lot of fun. So it's just cool. Like it's TwitchCon but better because all the stuff that you don't care about from other categories aren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is going to be it for this year. What are you
This year,
if you
2024.
if you had to rate this past year,
Okay,
what would you rate it out of 10?
a 7.
Yeah? You
Or
think it
maybe
was
a
a 7?
6.5. We had a lot of cool big things, but I mean, compared to how I think 2024 and 2025 might be with like the new skill and stuff,
Yeah.
I think we're only going to be getting better.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm optimistic.
I think compared to
Last year 2022 we got a new raid.
2022, you got a new raid, but
Yeah.
also besides that, it was really light throughout the year. Like you got Fresh Start World speed
Did
running.
we get Temporos? Or that was 20? That was the year before that.
Didn't get Temporos. You got
Next.
did we get next this year?
Last
At the
year.
very beginning of
Yeah.
2022. Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
Guardians of the Rift is what we got.
Leagues 3 launch. That was pretty strong, I guess.
I think last year being 2022, I think that was maybe more exciting than 2023, personally.
Yeah.
But 2023 I think was good. You know what? I'll give it a 7. A strong 7 because the things that they did well, they did really well,
It's
I think.
tough because the first half of 2022 was really strong with Nex and Leagues.
Yeah.
Giants Foundry,
Land of the Goblins.
Guardians of the Rift.
We had a lot.
All that happened in the first 6 months.
Wow.
And then the last 6 months, you pretty much just had tombs.
Mhm.
Like other stuff happened, but
Fresh Start
fresh
World.
start, whatever. Quest speed running,
The Garden
whatever.
of Death. I remember doing that in bed on the laptop while I had COVID, and Robert was staying in the door frame, like, far away from me, and we're trying to figure out the codes together.
Yeah. Like honestly, there just wasn't that much going. Unranked group Ironman, like come on, there just
Well,
wasn't that much
how do you
going
think this year compares to last year then?
I like this year more because
Hmm.
it felt more spread out and
It
like
was more.
that being said, the first half of this year was kind of light. So it's
It's
kind
a
of
little bit
like
the
it was
opposite.
kind of like the opposite. Like the first half of this year, we just got a quest.
Well, no, we got Muspo. We got the Wilderness Boss
We
reworks.
got
Bounty
Muspa.
Hunter.
I don't know.
Point-based combat achievements.
The thing is, the bounty hunter didn't. I mean, that was
It
cool,
wasn't for
but
you.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that
Nothing you're
interesting.
into.
the The wilderness stuff was like interesting, but also it's like it really was kind of just the same thing. It's the same
Hmm.
bosses, But I don't know. Muspa, I guess, was probably the big one for the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then the last half of the year was really just it kind of just felt
It
like
felt very
leagues.
repetitive to me.
It kind of just felt like DT2 and leagues,
Yeah. That's all
which
we were reading about every week.
yeah, which is okay, I guess. But
Yeah, I think 2022 was a little bit better. I have
yeah,
high hopes for this year though because we're gonna get Varlamore. I think that'll be very exciting.
I'm
Mid-level PBM boss, that'll be nice.
ready to talk about Varlamore for like 15 months straight.
Yeah, it'll be nice because I mean, it's always nice whenever they first start talking about stuff, and then we get tired because they talk about it too much.
I think it this coming year though could be the strongest year in a while if they're able to bring out Varlamore. I'm sure they won't bring out a lot of it, probably just the first half of it
Hmm.
and the new skill.
I don't think it's gonna happen in 2024,
I think it could.
but super into the year.
Yeah, I think it could be the end of the year.
Maybe I think it's not gonna be till
I think if
2025
they do
personally.
Varlamore at the end of the first half of the year, and then they do
Varlamore's supposed to be the first half. Like it's
yeah,
supposed to be early.
sure.
We'll see.
But yeah,
According
so
to
if
the
they
roadmap.
come out with Varlamore and then they come out with the skill near Christmas, kind of like how they came out with leagues,
Yeah,
then it could be a really strong year.
could be. I just have a hard time seeing them finish the skill
So
that
if
quick.
the year they come out with full Varlamore, a new polished skill, they remove the Fang from the game.
They're not removing the Fang
They
from the
tease the new
game.
raid that'll surely come out as an
Or
underwater
the mini
sailing
raid, like
raid.
they were saying.
Yeah,
They
who
had a
knows?
capybara. If you had a capybara, it's an automatic win. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You already
So
have the little walk down.
potentially a really strong year.
Is there anything you plan on doing this year? I guess in or out of the game.
Logging in.
Ooh, that'll be huge.
Yeah, might log in. Who knows?
What do you have any in real life goals?
Not really.
We were talking about it the other day, and we're like, well, hopefully you could get a job in IT. Maybe we'll get a cat this year. So we keep saying,
Yeah.
dude, you guys don't even know the past few weeks. Oh, it has been a struggle to not get a cat. It's been like extra tough to not get a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just want to put a ton of videos and then figure out my life more.
Okay.
In game though, I would like to finish my master CAs. I don't want to say I'm gonna max because we know how that
I'm
went
gonna
last
max.
year. We know how that went last
Totally
year.
gonna max.
I want to get at least 2250 total level. Okay, that's doable.
2250 total level.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think I'm like 2210.
that's cool.
Dude, I swear we're gonna end the year and I'm at 2220.
You're like I'm at 2211.
I don't even know what I'm at right now, but I think that's I'm at 2212. It's literally right here.
I'm at 2213.
Stop. No, I will get more.
Okay,
I've been fishing a lot. I'll get fishing. It's just really slow, so it's gonna be like in 8 weeks.
sure. But anyways, that's gonna be the wrap for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Going into 2024,
I'm optimistic.
pretty optimistic, I
Yeah.
think. Knowing kind of what's on the horizon.
I just want there to be the winter summit again so we can see what else is on
Winter is pretty much
the board.
over. They're not gonna do it.
It's weird because it almost feels like winter's over because it's 2024, but also like winter was technically like December 20th.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But anyways, let us know what you plan to do in 2024,
Yay.
game related or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks again for listening, though.
We have a Q&A.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
What? Why do we have a Q&A? Why do you guys keep asking us questions?
He hates you. It is a smaller Q&A.
All right.
Harger Matt, sorry.
It's a joke. We'll get into the Q&A.
It's not a joke. He's crying. So Harger asked a question last week that we misunderstood that we are
Yes.
gonna re-answer this week. So what are the best and worst first updates of the year since OSRS is released? These are supposed to be New Year's themed questions that we did not understand. We looked them all up. My favorite, I didn't know it was the first of the year. An update was Chambers of Zarek. Like, come on. Come on. Oh, also I didn't Harger's favorite was DS2. And the least favorite was the update where you can eat food at your bank.
Yeah.
Which, while I do love that update, it's very anticlimactic compared to the other updates.
Sure.
Obviously, Chambers of Zarek is my favorite. As soon as we saw Chambers, Robert was like, "Oh, that's going to be your favorite."
Well, yeah,
I
obviously.
love Chambers. It's like one of my favorites. I also really love Tub now. Tob now, by the way, it's
Tub?
Tub. It's weird how much I like it now. I didn't think this would happen.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't. I didn't like it at first. Remember?
Yeah. And
But
for anyone that doesn't know the first of the year updates, this
oh
is
yeah, same.
they added the Slayer. This is back in 2014.
The 2013 was just about voting.
Yeah, so they added the Slayer home in 2014.
Oh,
They added Zulrah, which is going to be my pick for my favorite.
Zora, the solo sneak boss,
They added Corinne, Chambers of Zarek,
and
DS2,
Vorka.
the Kebos Lowlands.
I didn't know that that wasn't added with Corrend.
Yeah. Eating in the Bank, Soul Wars, the Fifth General, Next, and Secrets of the North,
And Muspa.
and Muspa.
Yeah.
So I think mine is
Zora.
my favorite Zora, and I think everyone's least favorite is going to be Eating in the Bank because I was like,
Should we choose from the other ones?
yeah, sure.
That is a very basic one. I mean, my least favorite then.
Mine is Kebos.
I was gonna say Kebos, but I go to the farming guild literally every day.
Oh yeah, mine's definitely.
I actually go to the farming guild all the time.
I never really liked Corinne because I feel like it's such an empty space.
They really need to add more. I mean, at least Varlamore seems like it'll have a lot going on. Corinne is like such a beautiful area,
Yeah.
but there's just yeah, it really doesn't feel like there's not enough. Like you don't go there for much skilling.
Yeah,
that I could
it's
think
a
of.
giant area,
Yeah,
and
it
there's
really
just
is.
not a lot there.
I think it is really nice though. Mine. I will say the hottest take. DS2 is my least. If I had to choose, because I don't like Vorkath.
Okay. What a weirdo.
I really don't like Vorkath.
What a weirdo.
I do it, and it's like it's fine, but man, I do not understand the appeal. Everyone's just like, "Oh, I need to play. I'm gonna go Vorkath." I'm like, "Ew, why?
Yeah.
Go somewhere else."
Okay.
I
Sure.
have strong feelings about him for some
Sure.
reason.
Okay. Cool.
Our next question is from Matt on Discord. What are your thoughts on failing non-combat spells? So you can spell to the combat spell.
The combat smell.
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
Combat.
Okay.
So what about a failed attempt to teleport, a lower than desired high alch, or even a teleport to a wrong location? In Harry Potter, you can fail teleporting. This would make low-level teleports easier and high-level harder. Imagine trying to get out of dangerous situations and you fail your teleport. What do you think?
Okay. Man, I'm trying to think of a way that I don't hate this.
I think it seems like a fun idea that it would be like cool the first day and then it would piss me off after the first day.
Yeah.
Like the novelty of it would wear off and I'd be like, all right, this is annoying. Like I'm 99. Why am I failing?
I think this would be cool if there was a skill component to it.
Like if you
it's-
have to do something kind
If
of.
you're like high alching and you're like, sometimes I get 20 GP for my rune plate bodies and sometimes I get 2000 GP for my rune plate bodies. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, sure, eventually it'll probably even out to like a real number that is not terrible. But I think if there was like some type of skill issue, what I imagine, I don't imagine them ever adding something like this, but what I imagine is them having some kind of there are video games like shooters that have this like time attack type of thing
Is
whenever
it like for
they
Dorvis?
reload. No.
Oh.
So it's like whenever you reload, it'll show a bar
Mm-hmm.
and it'll show like your reload happening.
Oh, okay.
And there will be like a little subset of that bar that's highlighted. And if you press the reload button again, it'll like make it faster. Like it'll eliminate the rest of the.
You have to like land in the special spot, kind of.
Exactly. So
I know
like
what you mean.
potentially you'll
I'm thinking
reload.
cooking games.
Yeah, cooking games. There's tons of games like this where like you'll do
It's
something
green.
and then you'll get into like a special zone, hit the number or hit the button again, and it'll finish the action slightly faster than before.
Imagine having to do that every time you have to teleport.
Exactly. Like
Like, that's
if
too
it was a thing
annoying.
that you could opt into, if they're
Mhm.
all like, you can get the base of whatever the skill is. Let's say you always get 100 GP for high alking this thing. But if you pay attention while doing it, you can get 110 or 120
So a little bit
GP.
of a benefit.
Yeah, a little bit more.
You
But
have to put in the effort.
yeah, put in more effort.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, maybe you can teleport faster, which means you can, maybe get home faster, or if you're just doing it for leveling, you can level faster if you paid
Yeah.
more attention.
I think a lot of people still wouldn't opt in.
Obviously, for sure. But it's
You're
either
trying to find some way to make it
it's
work.
something like that or just not at all.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, for me at least.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it would just be cool at first, then it would start to annoy me. We have one in real life question from Matt as well. What easy thing do you fail at more than average? I spill water on myself a lot when I drink. Harger also answered this and said, definitely shaving for me. I still haven't used a classic razor because I'm bad at my electric even. I've tried to use a classic razor and I cut up my knees like crazy, and now I never have tried one since.
Yeah.
Robert uses that though.
Yeah, I taught myself how to shave at a very young age. I think around like 14. I became interested randomly in like really old school type of razors.
Mhm.
So I since then and have always used a double-sided safety razor.
Yeah, he's very particular about his razors.
Yeah, I've considered even going towards
A
just
straight
a
razor?
straight razor.
They just look so
But the
sketch.
only reason I haven't is because if you get like a real metal one, they're really annoying to maintain, from what I understand.
Oh, I could see that for sure.
And most people, even in barbershops, will just use a plastic or
A plastic
a
handle.
refillable safety
Yeah.
razor, and then they'll just put in double-sided safety
Yeah.
razors into the what
The cartridge.
yeah, like it'll be a cartridge. It'll essentially be what I use now, but
You're
in
also wasting plastic for no
it,
reason.
yeah, it's just like it's kind of weird. I was like, I'll just do the regular like double-sided safety razor, and that's what I've been using.
Okay. What is something that you are failing at more than average?
Failing at something that is easy that I fail at more than average.
Oh, I have one.
Uh, Picking up after myself.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
getting better at it. He does go through like phases where he's like very motivated and cleans up everything, but then I think you have a hard time being consistent with it.
yeah. Well, yeah,
Our apartment looks very clean right now, and he was joking earlier. He's like, I feel like I just need to like throw some stuff on the ground.
yeah,
The temptation's there.
yeah.
That was a good
Sometimes,
answer.
yeah. Sometimes I'm not really thinking about it, so I don't do it.
Um, Mine, I have a couple things I could think of. Weirdly, maintaining my balance. I feel like
Yeah,
well, you see how I
there's
am.
a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, there could be a lot
Well,
of
I'll
things.
just be like standing there, and then all of a sudden I'll just start losing my balance for no reason.
Yeah,
It's something that Robert comments on all the time. I was gonna say I feel like I fail more at baking than other people, but I don't know if I do it. I don't know if it's baking. I think that I am not great at reading instructions. Like I'm really bad at it.
yeah.
I mean, literally it happened like 2 times. I was reading instructions to Robert's phone and I just did the wrong thing.
You just don't read them. You don't
I
read
don't
them all the way.
I guess it yeah, I don't know how to read stuff all the way.
Yeah,
And I'm very yeah, I'm impatient, so I fail at reading things. That's cool. That's a good one.
yeah.
What else were you gonna say for me?
Uh, Eating.
I fail at eating.
Yeah.
I don't eat enough.
No, you like choke on your food randomly.
Stop! Don't bring that up.
Same thing with water. Uh, yeah. I don't know.
I remember whenever we were in Amsterdam hanging out with Alfresco and Marmots and their partner, and we were eating, and I was telling them how like I hate eating on string because I'm always so afraid I'm gonna choke on my food. And I low-key started choking on my McDonald's after I told them, and I was like, "Are you for real right now? Like, what is this?"
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was actually a good one. That's a good one. That's like a really normal thing that for some reason, like I am like a baby who doesn't know how to eat food.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's fine.
But yeah, so I guess that's it as far as questions, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So thanks again for asking. Feel free to please ask every week, or if you have any new questions as a new viewer, or anything about games or real life,
Yeah.
feel free to
What's your
let us
favorite
know.
utensil? That's my question.
I was
A
gonna,
spoon.
well, I mean, we already asked them what they want to do in the new year, but
Oh, I was asking you.
oh,
That's why I
okay,
said a spoon.
a spoon.
He
All
likes
right.
spoons.
But yeah, thanks again for asking your questions, and please feel free to do so in the new year as well.
On any of our socials at I segued for you.
Oh, thanks. That was weird because you just segued to yourself.
Yeah, I know. And then I pause and then I shift and I'm like at Twitter and TikTok, Bunebapeosrs, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. So come hang out with me and you could top with me because now I've become a topper.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks again for listening. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in 2024.
Very soon. Bye.
Bye.
There it is 2024. We're already seeing them here.